fruit,
bro.
Yeah.
The
You
red
took
light
it
is on.
back.
We
Hey,
are running
Ray.
behind, and I just heard some wild stuff, but it's okay. It's because it is officially WrestleMania season, and that's exactly what we are here to talk about. So go back, grab your bags, grab whatever you need from whatever year it is. Get your favorite WrestleMania moments, get your favorite WrestleMania memories. Not to mention, we have a few things to talk about in Elimination Chamber. Not to mention, some people have left us, but guess what? Some people are here now. Stick with us right after this, because tonight, the WrestleMania season has begun. It's a holiday. Let's get it.
Houston, we have a problem. Yes!
What you gonna do? 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 What you gonna do?
Welcome to the Wrestle Rap Now podcast, where we take a deeper dive into the world of professional wrestling. Now, you can watch all of our Wrestling Realm content anytime on youtube.com/The Wrestling Realm. Follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, Threads, X, and Facebook at Wrestling Realm. Like and subscribe and engage in the conversation with us. You can also download all of our audio content on Anchor, Stitcher, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Watch us and subscribe to our Twitch channel at The Wrestling Realm. I am your host, the big guy, yours truly, the realist himself, the real Dwayne Allen. He is your host. Brother Hugh has the third. A to the A to the S, T to the H to the E, 3 to the R, to the D. Brother Hugh in the building has the third, Mr. Super Producer, and he is not just any guy, but the guy, the Belt King himself, the curator of championship culture, Brandon, the guy in the building tonight once again. And guess what? The heart and soul of the Wrestling Realm, who actually had a crazy heel turn. We call him Brian H. Waters in the building. And not only are we in the building, guess what? We have news for you, because in case you didn't know this, for all your Wrestling Realm apparel merchandise, head over to WrestlingRealm.com. That's right, we have merchandise. So if you want to support the brand, if you want to wear the brand, if you want to express yourself to be a proud wrestling fan, you can do so at WrestlingRealm.com, where you can get t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and more. But guess what? It's not just apparel that we're selling or just giving away, because guess what? We got to get a sound effect for that. We have a Patreon channel for all exclusive shows and bonus material. Subscribe to our Patreon channel at patreon.com/the_wrestling_realm. You can catch Brian at your start, soon to come Realness Reacts, and so much more, including a Wrestling Room blooper reel from a few years ago. Would you like to see that? And so much more coming soon. So guess what? You can subscribe for just as low as $1. So do us a favor, support the brand. If you want to hear about some things that we can't say necessarily on the air, Patreon is where you want to go. So patreon.com/the_wrestling_realm, once again, for all exclusive shows and bonus material. Now, guess what? We are fresh off of Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia. And that was the last stop on our road to WrestleMania. But listen, it's not too late. If you are trying to get your hand on some WrestleMania tickets, the Wrestling Realm is here just for you. So if you're looking to purchase tickets to concerts, live shows, sporting events, and more, such as WrestleMania, head over to SeatGeek.com, where you can use promo code Wrestling Realm for any one-time purchase of $50 or more. That's right. Promo code Wrestling Realm, all one word. So if you have an email and you have never used this promo code before, and you want to save yourself a few dollars, most likely it's going to cost over $50, especially if you're on your own personal road to WrestleMania. So use our promo code. We are partnered with SeatGeek, and we are here to help. Use promo code Wrestling Realm at SeatGeek.com. Get $20 off your purchase for any one-time purchase of $50 or more.
Oh, hold on. But let's do this for them.
Oh, hey, I didn't see this.
I put it in there.
My bad. I didn't even look. I apologize.
Nah, it didn't upload or something, but it's there now.
Well, there we go. See, we have a SeatGeek ad just in time for WrestleMania. For those who are watching and you want to see what this ad looks like, do yourself a favor. Head over to youtube.com/the Wrestling Realm. Hit the live button. We are on right now.
I'm gonna drop it on Twitter.
SeatGeek.com. Use promo code Wrestling Realm. Do yourself a favor. Save yourself a couple dollars. But If you would like to advertise with the Wrestling Realm, you can do so as well. Email us at wrestlingrealm@gmail.com with the subject line advertise. We will give you rates, we'll give you more information. So if you want to partner with us and you want to promote your business, you want to promote your show, or any other type of partnership that we can kind of put together, we are here to help once again. So if you'd like to advertise with the Wrestling Realm, contact us at wrestlingrealm@gmail.com. Do not forget to put in the subject line advertise. We would love to get back to you and we'll discuss what we can do to see if we can potentially become new business partners. So there you have it. Now, you know what time it is. After we get through all the logistics and we got to sit there and make all the advertisement, this is the part where we talk about the latest and the greatest addition to the Wrestling Realm. Pay attention. As brother Hugh spins in the chair like a Bond villain. Championship Culture Season 2 completely and fully underway. I'm having a blast so far. We on episode, what episode are we on, gentlemen?
This is 6.
Episode 6 of Season 2. Now, if you want to catch up on all 25 episodes of Season 1, I implore you, head over to youtube.com/The Wrestling Realm and check on the playlist Championship Culture, where you can catch up on everything from Season 1. So you can be well equipped to understand what's going on in Season 2. 6 episodes in, and it has already been insane. But every Tuesday, 8 p.m. on youtube.com/The Wrestling Realm. Gentlemen, what was this week's episode of Championship Culture about? And they look at each other. They do this every single time. They look at each other. They bait each other in to figure out who's going to say what.
I'm actually watching it right now.
Are you really? Oh,
well, how do you look on camera, brother Hugh? Let's ask you that first and foremost. Do you feel like you got your normal sexy vibes going off?
Oh yeah. On point today. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
Yes, sir. Feel a little fresh. Hair smelling good.
You looking very debonair as usual. Anything less.
Nice brown skin. A little brown. Okay. Feeling myself a little bit, but yeah, Championship Culture.
The skin looks good though. I just want to let you know, nice and clear. Sorry, the melanin.
That's not a filter. I love it.
Yeah,
baby.
Gump of all the Gumps. King Gump. There you go. But no.
Oh, geez.
We had a selection of belts that we decided to have a discussion about. Basically talking about. The question was, but basically, did they leave us too soon? And would they be relevant nowadays if they were still around? And we had a great guest on, Mr. Real Belt Collector himself from Snaps and Straps LLC.
Oh, shout out to the homie.
He came. Yes, sir. Great guy.
Ironically, his name is Brandon as well, but we're gonna we're gonna just keep referring to him as the Real Belt Collector because I'm the guy. So that way,
what are the chances of that?
Right.
Isn't that insane?
Yep. But yeah, he stopped by to chat with the guy, and it was quite a good time. Would you like to elaborate, Mister?
What say you, brother guy? Did you enjoy this episode? Personally, I enjoyed it. I watched it, and it was another live show. But I was like, man, I'm going to tell you what caught me first before the show even started. Bam! Check out these graphics. I was like, wait a minute, and then I saw this one. I was like, wait a minute, are they dropping a mixtape?
Yeah, we definitely dropped that.
Gone too soon.
We dropped some heat on y'all.
I need a bar from the guy.
It's featuring. That's our top hit. That's our number one hit right now.
Bro, it's number one on Spotify singles right now.
It's featuring brother Brandon, the guy, and it also has the Real Belt Collector.
The shoe game now.
He came when he jumped on the trap. Yeah.
That shoe game lit.
You know what I'm saying? Me.
See?
Yeah.
Check his feet out though. Okay, with the fresh feet.
Absolutely. Shout out to all my homies, all the belts that aren't here with us no more. Shout out to all the belts that aren't here with us anymore. Every belt has a story.
That ain't here no more.
We're gonna tell y'all a story. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get real close to the mic. You gotta kiss the mic. That's how they do it.
You had the head cocked to the side too.
Absolutely.
Like he was telling the story.
Brother Brandon.
Yesterday we start. If you pay attention to season 2 of Championship Culture, we hitting a little differently this season. We either following up to some things that we did, or we trying to expand on some things that were said. And there's always an Easter egg in each one. There was a specific reason that those 3 belts were talked about, because they've kind of like paved the way for some belts that we have now, and kind of slid out of the way, because I think the realist made a comment about it, and I put my 2 cents in it. And one of the things I will say about it is, one of the most gorgeous belts that was gone too soon.
He can't let this one go.
I can't, because this is, I'm an Intercontinental fan. It's always in the background of most episodes. But man, did we try to decide, are these belts gone too soon? I'm gonna just say I think all of them are gone too soon. But since they're gone, the way that they left us should have been a little different. And I'm gonna let the realness. I know he got him in his notes that he'll say that, but I will encourage you, if you think those 3 are gone too soon, I'm pretty sure there's some other ones that might have been gone too soon too.
Are there?
There might be. There might be more that are gone too soon, because we only talked about 2 from one company and 1 from another, but there's other wrestling companies out here that have belts that may be gone too soon. But as you're talking in your recap, I'm just going to show off this beautiful belt. Okay, sorry, is that all right with you?
No, by all means.
Where are your notes, sir? Where are your notes?
Who says I have notes? Are you just assuming that I have notes?
I'm just assuming that you have notes.
Championship Culture.
I just want you to look at this beautiful plate. Look at that. Look at it.
You think you got this figured out, but guess what? For the first time ever, after an episode of Championship Culture, I'm going to lie in your face, because I've got notes. I don't know why you thought I didn't have notes. Y'all hear that? Yeah.
So the comment that was made, and I'm going to see if he's going to address it. He said, after IWGP Intercontinental and the US belt was merged together to make the global belt, that blew my mind, because that I've been perfectly okay with, because if you know the history of them two, they were both made to try to help expand into the United States. Intercontinental first, and then the US was part of, okay, we're going to be here, it's global expansion in the United States. And I said, why not make it just a New Japan Strong United States Championship? But then when the realness came with his take on it, I said, you know what? That probably would have been better. But continue. Where are your notes at? Let me hear your notes, sir.
I've got notes. Well, like I said, Championship Culture Season 2, Episode 6, Gone Too Soon, where they specifically discussed the titles that they felt that they weren't around long enough. They should have just been on this for a little while longer. They were gone too soon. And one of the first questions that Brother Brandon asked was, which title was gone too soon? First thing I'll say is the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. For the longest time, I didn't realize how short of a history that it really had. The guys that held that title held it with such prestige. Like they, if Shinsuke didn't have it, Tanahashi had it. If Tanahashi didn't have it, AJ might have had it. You know what I mean? And of course he didn't have it, but like Tetsuya Naito, who I hated the most because he just destroyed that title. But
that's my man, though, bro.
He just destroyed it. It was terrible. But yeah, when you look
2012 to 2021, it seemed like it was here longer, but it was only that short amount of time.
A very short history. But Brandon can't let go of that United States, that IWGP United States Championship. It's clearly one of his favorites. And when you look at like the whole point of why they have a IWGP United States Championship and an IWGP Intercontinental Championship is because it was about global expansion. They were trying to make New Japan Pro Wrestling the biggest wrestling company on the world, not just the biggest wrestling company in Japan, And that also came because you got to remember there was multiple presidents that were coming in and out of New Japan that kind of had different visions and different, once New Japan is pretty much bought up by like Bushido Road, the card and the toy company in Japan, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They've had multiple presidents, some from the States, some from not from the States. Like, so right now they have another new president. And, they eventually merged the Intercontinental Championship with the IWGP World Championship. And he had the new title, which I wasn't a fan of. And then he had the United States Championship that was here very short. And I was like, well, I think the whole point of these titles were to say, we're trying to step out into a global market, not just Japan. So then, now that we have the IWGP Global Championship, I'm like, well, that was the whole point. If you get rid of the world title and the IC title, and they had a match to merge those two, and then we got the global, I think it will be. That's not that it wasn't accepted, but yeah. So that was my take on that, as far as that is concerned. Also some more on my notes for Championship Culture Season 2 episode Gone Too Soon. I still hate those SmackDown WWF Tag Team Championships. I don't care if it was a homage to the originals and my favorite tag team championships of all time. It still wasn't the same. I don't want it. They need to be blue in the middle. It was a terrible homage. It was a terrible tribute. I should have just left it alone. If they want to keep that same silhouette, they should have just kept it. Don't make a new version for it to look like it, but not do it. So to this day, I want to make it on the record. I still hate those belts. So those are my notes for Championship Culture.
Those are the titles of record in my WWE Universe mode. Just because the Raw one gotta have the greatest tag team titles ever, and then the SmackDown gotta have those just because.
I wouldn't. I didn't like it. I was like, no, because I saw. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, oh no, that's just stupid. Because
the world tag teams, they not that bad, but they're just too ruthless aggression era.
Hated them. Hated both versions. Yeah. And it really isn't. No, I just hated them because I didn't like change. I was not happy about the WWE thing. I was like, wait a minute, why are they calling WWE all this? I was disgruntled. I welcome change now, but not young realness. I didn't want nothing to change. I didn't want nobody to go away. I wanted everything to stay the same. But yeah.
I caught smoke earlier for calling out Sable for coming back because I was mad that she left.
I mean,
I ain't want change.
We have our reasons.
I'm like, you left, only come back to do the same thing you left for? Come on,
right?
Now.
And you sued the company for this kind of stuff, and then you come back. Never mind. Anyway, you were saying, brother Brandon.
Let me ask this: how do you feel? Because I tried to touch on why I like the United States belt so much because it has the right amount of the flag in it, and it's not like a big poster child of it.
Sure.
It's. Do you agree or disagree? What's your thought on that? Because I was waiting for you to chime in about that. The right amount of the flag in there or not? Or is it too much or not enough?
Here's where, and this is going to shock the world. I'm ready to drop a bomb. We got it. Brian, remind me to put a bomb dropping sound effect into the thing. I'll be honest with you. That belt is not all of that. Oh, that was the bomb I just dropped.
I heard it.
I'm not all that impressed with that championship. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not moved by it. Let me tell you why. It's because I'm extremely biased to WCW's United States Championship.
I figured that. That's what I was waiting for.
That's exactly what it is. I have never seen a better United States Championship than that title. The version 2, obviously. The 3 plates, not the
5.
2, 4, 5 plates. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's really what it is. So every time I see United States Championship, I'm being unfair already. I'm looking at it and I'm like, it's good. It's cool. But like if they called that the Global Championship and had something different, just the globe in the middle instead of that United States Championship, it's nice and subtle. It gets the point across, but it doesn't overpower it. I didn't like the United States Championship when they introduced it and they gave it to Big Show. I said, first of all, why is it so skinny? Why does it look like that? Now, eventually that title grew on me, but it took some time. I didn't like that United States spinner belt you got behind you. Hated that too. It's because everything in my mind has always been compared to that WCW United States Championship. So you know what? God dang it. That's the belt that's gone too soon. They should have kept that title around instead of getting rid of it and trying to redesign it. They should have just brought back a WWE version of that belt like they did the Cruiserweight Championship, and the realist would have been happy. So there you have it.
And I figured that was the case because if you like that style belt, and I'm talking about the WCW. So let me back up. A lot of people that like certain styles, you can tell because like I went on record and say I'm not a big fan of the NWA television belts because there was so many cookie cutter of those belts. But then you have people that are like pay homage to like they're the greatest belts ever. And I'm like, they're there. But I like this style. You know what I'm saying? Like I like a style that like catches my eye and I'm like, oh, what is that? And IWGP, certain AEW belts, and all of the TNA belts now just automatically make you say, what is that? It catches your eye. Sure. I'm always about that. If it's not that, give me the texture, the crumb run, the gold, the big gold feel of no, that's a title. You know what I mean? Like it's got to have one or the two for me to be like, yep, that's the one. But then you have this. I don't want to say simple, but when you think about something like because it's in front of me, the ROH 6-man tag championships. I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, it's silver with a red line. Yep, that's the belt.
Hmm.
And that's how I like. But people love that style, so I get it 100%.
Bernice, did you have a belt that you felt like it was gone too soon?
Yeah, the undisputed one.
Okay, fair enough.
Look at this thing. Now I know a lot of people like love it and it's like their favorite, but when you look at just what 02 to 06,
I was gonna say
very short
4
time.
years.
I was
Yeah.
disappointed when Cena lost his spinner title that didn't come back. I was like, the spinner was supposed to be the Smoke and Skull belt.
Yeah,
Because the
I
U.S.
think I'm with you
title,
on
that's
that
what
one.
they told us. Because as soon as he lost this, we reverted back. So I said, okay, he lost. I was like, it's still here.
He could have
Yeah.
still had the belt sales. Like
I think they were still selling too many belts.
but you still would because it was John Cena. You know,
I agree.
yeah,
Because-
Or every time he
they
won
were
it,
still
think about it,
selling.
come back with it. They're like, oh, look, it's back again on WWE Shop.
exactly. And much times as he was gonna win the title, he'd
True.
have been fine.
Yeah, and plus
But
they were
yeah.
still selling older belts anyway. Like they were still selling the undisputed champ. You know what I mean? Long after it was gone.
You
Yeah,
still saw the Big Eagle, Wing Eagle, everybody was still selling, and it was like, and the problem I have with that is, and I made the comparison that people like that belt more now since it's gone. That belt had so much flag, so many issues, but
Which
now
one?
it's like the undisputed. You notice how much more love it gets now. If you look at the belt groups, people love that belt now. At first, it was it's just black and gold. It's not because it was no blue. It was just kind
I
of like
don't
how
remember
they.
too many people getting upset about it. In the small circles, because by this time you left me and went to college, so we ain't talk as much.
You left me, man.
But no, it's so serious. It's like a lot of times, like a lot of my friends was getting out of wrestling, like my cousins and god brothers, because you're talking like the Lesnar era, and they're starting to fade away because they're entering the peak of high school. But the people who was around, like, it was like, oh, okay, belt look cool. You know what I mean? It wasn't hated. Now them tag titles and pennies.
Yeah, those probably the worst belts.
Yeah.
Have you done the worst belts episode? Oh man, have you guys done a WCW belts episode? No.
We're trying to stay away from certain topics because we're waiting for somebody to come with his 5.
Oh
Because
man,
it's only technically we only have 19 more shows because 5 are saved for somebody else.
No, that's
so
cool.
we only have 19 shows left. And
I've already given you 3. We just haven't had a full discussion about it. So like, it's just you might as well just start prepping now. Just start figuring it out now.
I figured one was going to be a WCW tribute show.
Okay, well, as long as you know, since we put it out there, breaking news.
One would be version 4 at IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. That's going to be a whole episode of Dwayne. Let me break this down. Okay, so see,
are you?
Welcome to championship culture.
I've given you 4. You got 4 ready. So as long as you know, breaking news. As long as you know it's coming. So,
it's going to happen.
Yeah, no doubt. Anyways, trust me, big time. Championship culture. YouTube.com/The Wrestling Room playlist. Championship.
Dylan agrees with you.
I'm telling you, we're going to make this happen. I'm not going to put my faith on it because my face does not draw well for your show. People who like tune out, not the regular guys. I'm not watching. So we got to go about it, but it's okay. But if you're going to catch up and engage in a conversation, by all means, check out Championship Culture social media page on Instagram, as well as follow them on the Wrestling Realm Twitter and Instagram to stay up to date with everything going on in Championship Culture. Not to mention Tuesdays 8 p.m. every week. YouTube.com/The Wrestling Realm Championship Culture playlist. You never know. The show might be live. It might be a short show that's very educational. So definitely enjoy the party.
I can tell you one thing. Next
What's
week
that,
is
brother
definitely
Hugh?
going to be live.
Okay,
Next week is
it's definitely going to be live. I'm seeing it.
And,
I'm seeing the advertisement. Are we advertising next week's show?
Why not? Let's go.
Okay, go ahead. You guys want to jump in? Next week's show, Championship Culture, episode 7.
Well, we're kicking off Women's Appreciation Month with, of course, the Queen, Stephanie Hardy. And we're going to talk. Oh,
sorry.
You put it up there? Oh, you got it. Boom. It's Ladies Night again, second edition. We're back.
Brian Ace, don't you want to hear this story? This you talk about a labor of love. Brandon the guy, once again. The man that makes
He's
dreams come
trusting him.
true.
There he is. Yep.
Mm,
Well, she's
oh,
gonna come on. She's gonna give a story behind her that beautiful championship that she has draped over her shoulder. She's doing the patented Stephanie Hardy pose, as you can see.
Yes,
But
indeed.
yeah, she'll be on Tuesday, 8 p.m. next week.
Shout out to you,
Kicking
Stephanie
off
Hardy. Much love
Women's
to you, Queen.
Appreciation Month. Yep.
Always supporting of the brand. That's going to be a good one. I know this is a long time coming. And is this show live? This show is live, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, Brandon, I hope you're gonna. Oh boy. Anyways, Brian, yeah, this
Yes,
it just. I'm gonna try to make him crack that show. I'm just gonna put it out there now. But it's late, so nobody's listening right now. They'll catch it later. Anyway, like I said, check out season 1 of Championship Culture, season 2 of Championship Culture, youtube.com/the Wrestling Room playlist, Championship Culture. We have a lot to get to today. It's quite a bit. Like I had a rundown, and then there's a bunch of notes that go in between the rundown. So let's quickly kind of reel this back in with is a bit of a somber moment where we lost two.
Oh, okay, it works. It wasn't working.
Okay,
before.
cool. Did you record a new sound to your machine?
Nah, I ain't put no new sound,
okay.
but I think I was looking for something when I was breaking through glass ceilings, and it wasn't there.
Okay. Well, Brady just hit the bell. You know what that means? It's time to start the show. We start off. We like to take a brief moment of silence. We lost two legends in the game of professional wrestling. Whether you love them or whether you love to hate them. Virgil, Ole Anderson. We lost these two legends recently. And on behalf of the wrestling world, we like to send our condolences to their families and all those who are missing and grieving them at this moment. So if you don't mind, we'd like to take just a moment of silence just to acknowledge the greatness of Virgil and Ole Anderson and give a few comments and then move on to the rest of the show. So excuse us for a moment while we take a quick moment of silence. Thank you. May they both rest in peace. Man, Virgil, Ole Anderson. Sheesh. One pioneer, another Brian H's good friend. Man. Brian H, I guess I know it's gonna be a lot of people going to be sad around this time, but man, we've got nothing but good memories, especially with Virgil. Virgil's Brian H's good friend. They met years ago at East Point Mall, and they've been thick as thieves ever since, man. Brian H introduced me to Virgil, and that's how I got to know him. Was how close these guys were. You want to talk about the time you guys exchanged cards at East Point Mall, Brian H, Virgil?
Well,
Train Jones.
First of all, it was at East Point Mall. That's crazy.
He was at East Point Mall doing a signing, and of course, Brian H heard as a wrestler coming to the mall, so he went up there, and that's where the main event. You know what I mean?
I done already told the story twice today, so now you done messed up because they already
I don't
got
see why not.
Yeah, there's also the Wednesday Worldwide audience learned today that the real Dwayne Allen was recruited.
That's why you got me. I knew I was going to be thrown into it.
You know it. Virgil was the first wrestler I met, though. First wrestler I ever met, the Easter Saturday 2004, and
so he knows the exact date and everything. That's how close they were.
So you know them Easter Saturdays growing up in church.
Oh yeah,
it's always a last minute shoe,
something,
or a tie, and I was fresh that Easter Sunday too. I had an orange suit, black and orange tie. I remember that. I actually wore that suit to graduation. And I was
going the suit guy, in case you guys don't know this by now.
Yeah, and I was going over Michael's house, my god brother, because my aunt from North Carolina, may she rest in peace, she was in town, so there wasn't enough room in the house. So I was like, yeah, so Auntie gonna come up. You mind going over? I said, I don't mind. And I remember, I got his autograph. Then I seen him again.
How much did he charge you?
Nothing.
See, Brandon, they're good friends. So
Brandon, nice. The man died. Sheesh.
But that's a fact. Everybody knows he charged for everything. That's a fact.
I got two autographs from him. Never paid a dime.
Wow, y'all are good friends. You know what, Dwayne? You're right.
I told you. Like I told you.
No, but then you know what the fun fact is?
What's that?
You know what
You
happened
guys
the
get
first
the
time
same
you?
suit?
Nah, you know what happened? I'm gonna jump the shark. You know what happened the first day? The very first day. The day you met you met Virgil. You remember what
Uh-huh.
also happened?
What's that?
We met Dr. D.
Oh, that was the same day?
It was the same day.
You want to know another fact? That was the first day I had a crab pretzel.
Mm-hmm.
Burns Arena. See, there's a lot of firsts that day.
Yeah. Was that the first time you met a wrestler?
I think it was. Holy cow! Hey yo, hold the phone. Wow, this is how special this day is. See, this is why I'm glad
that was
we
your
get to
first
celebrate
show.
Virgil.
Mm-hmm.
No, he couldn't have been the first guy. I think he
Bro.
was.
That was your first show.
Yeah,
That was the first
think
time I
so.
went to a RCW show since before that when so I've been to two, and the second time I had went and certain individual that share the same blood type that I have was supposed to go, but
We'll
didn't.
call him Grizzly.
Yeah. So
Oh my
then
Like,
you know, and I didn't go for a while, and then that next time because it was that April.
Mhm.
April and May, and yeah, that was your first show. Shout out to the guy for getting us in, and yeah, so it was a great day for you. A great day. For
Yeah, this is no, it was, man. He was a pleasure to speak to. He was asking questions as if I was interested in getting involved in the business. You know what I mean?
What did he tell us
I
that
remember-
night?
You said what?
That Ted DiBiase was better than Cody Rhodes.
He did. He said it, but you know that's like his nephew, so of course he's going to say that.
Hey, he wasn't lying at the time.
No, he was. He definitely was better than Cody. But see, we're not gonna let you. Nope, we're not gonna let you go there. It's too early. It's only 30 minutes in. We
That's
still got
y'all
about.
want to be your champion. I ain't never seen so many
No.
people want a nightmare in my life.
That's not fair. Okay, well, what about a guy that leaky? How about that? Leaky. How about that? Anyways,
That's Samoan
Brandon.
blood.
This is before. Speaking of blood, this is before Brandon bought RCW and took over the show and was booking and all got his jobs before our internship got denied. Because I want to make sure he's involved in the story too. He got us in free. Because Brandon's trying to act like he's not involved. He listen, because I was about to say, weren't you there that day, buddy?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't go
'cause
to
Brandon
East Mall that day.
No, you weren't supposed. You were at that RCW show. But this is before you became part owner. You started booking like Paul Heyman.
They said Virgil showed up and told Claude, "I'm coming in." Like,
And guess what?
I'm coming in.
Soul Train
Who gonna
Jones
stop
walked
him? He
in there.
Virgil.
I was saying, did he?
He made some
set
money though.
I was gonna say,
He
he,
did.
said he made money, didn't he?
Yeah, he made some money.
He did. He. I think fans did. I think it was like a surprise. Like nobody was expecting to see him there.
Mhm.
So first of all, the card was loaded. Like if you look at who was on that card then,
He
and then you
cried
look at
all
where they
over
are
it.
now, the show was pretty loaded. You know what I mean? And then you got Virgil walking it with his $1 million championship and his signs and stuff and good memories.
That's
So you said what?
His 8x10s.
It's 8x10s. That's right. So Virgil always prepared, telling everybody, listen, man, I just got
wanted
15.
to like that belt. You probably
it.
know why I don't like it.
I like he might be. You guys are good friends. He said, I just got a $15,000 check from WWE in residuals. We was like, dang, Virgil, for real? That's how it works? That's exactly how it works. He was talking about his residual checks from his from his royalty checks, man. So Virgil put us on game, man. He gave us some information on the business, and I just really enjoyed his company. I didn't realize how close him and Brian H were, but I'm glad that they became such close friends
I
because
almost said something. What?
because I was able to meet him, and like I said, I have all good. So of course I popped when he showed back up on WWE TV when Ted DiBiase Jr. brought it back. So shout out to Virgil. Shout out to his family. So
went there, man. Imagine they hit a performance center.
oh yeah, he'd have been there
You'd
every
been
day.
right down
Like
there.
Virgil, do you work here? Nope, just hanging out. Virgil would have been
Yeah,
doing
he's
this
like,
thing.
look, I got this guy. He from Baltimore. Go to Morgan State University. About to graduate. As soon as he walk
Listen.
across that stage, I'm gonna bring him down.
I might have
Looks
had
like
a
a
shot
star.
because he was
looks like a
asking like
star.
so what are you doing now? Like you look pretty big. I'm like, no, Virgil, I'm not hooping. No, I'm not talking about hooping. I'm just saying like so you're pretty athletic. I'm like I looked at Brian like, Brian, is he trying to get me to wrestle?
Yes.
And Brian H thought it was hilarious. Oh yeah, hey, he's the one. He can do this. He can do that. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's what we're doing.
He was going to be his meal ticket. He's going to say, Vince, I got the next big
Right.
thing.
That's
Right.
when I
Gotta
found
be
out
Vince.
how close him and Brian H were. It's because I was like, Brian H is trying to set me up to be Virgil's protege. But
Look, man, you'd have been good, man. You'd have been
listen
good.
to me. I'm not sure how
You'd
much faith I had in my man Virgil to get. I told you, I got
All
nothing
Shawn
but
Michaels had
memories.
to do was see you. Well, this Shawn Michaels. Ooh,
Yeah,
you
there
be
you
down
go.
there with
That's
this Shawn
Virgil.
Michaels. He be
Speaking
like,
of this Shawn Michaels, we have a lot to get into.
yes, we do. That is my
There's a lot. Like
favorite
I said,
guy.
I'm trying not. If brother, if I cut some stuff, just ignore it. Like, don't even pretend like, oh, well, we just because, like I said, we're already about 38 minutes and celebrating Virgil and
Let's
how
celebrate
close him and Brian
HBK.
H were together. How close him and Brian H were.
Oh, man, you keep saying that they were close.
Hey, listen to me. He was like, "Oh, I know Virgil. I met him at East Point." I said, "What? You met Virgil? You kidding me? He's in my magazines in the house." Anyways,
No,
this
Dylan ain't
is
gonna
the part-
take an extended leave, but it ain't gonna happen.
this is the part of the show where we discuss what we watch, because there's a lot that happened, and like a lot that we watch has a lot to do with some of the it's like we have like a news like thing, like breaking news type sheet before we can get into the main part of the show. But if you'd like to sponsor this part of this segment of the show, what do you watch? Like I said, contact us at wrestleroom@gmail.com and put in the subject line advertise, and maybe you can sponsor this segment right here. What did you watch? God dang it, I missed those days, man. Virgil was fun. I'm sorry. This is like celebration night. Because Brandon, you was there. What did you say to Virgil? Never mind. We'll get into that later.
Uncle Raj in the comments, he
Joe.
missed the good stuff. He
Yeah.
didn't come outside.
Yeah, brother,
You
he
know,
was
got
hot.
Uncle Raj.
Was
Huh?
he there?
No, I'm saying Uncle Raj didn't come out. I know Brother
he
Hugh was
didn't.
working.
He was a hermit. Yeah, brother, he
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
definitely, he was managing stores. Like this was, yeah, he was, they was his prime retail years.
Man, look, he hooked
Yep.
me up with the pair of Dub Zeros, bro, for $60.
Now I remember
He
that.
talking about them dubs.
Brother, nah, brother, he
Man.
was locked in. Like he was moving up that ladder.
Man.
We'll save that for a different day. I
Yeah, we'll pick on him
bring
a
up
different
past life as a sneaker enthusiast / store manager.
make design the Morgan State shoes. He ain't design no Realm shoes though. I'm just saying.
Not yet.
I mean,
Not yet.
He said not yet though. Wait a minute. There's a
I don't
chance.
know if you still got the juice anymore.
That's called a brother call out. That's rise to the occasion, brother Hugh. That's a brother call out. Gentlemen, what did you watch this week? A lot has happened. Let me start off with this. Shout out to AEW. Why somebody asked me why I'm shouting out AEW. Please don't roll your eyes, Brian. He rolled his eyes. Brian, ask me why I'm shouting out of AEW. He didn't want to hear it.
Because Sting?
Yes, you got that right. You know it. Sting came down from the Raptors for the last time. This is the last time we'll see Sting. This is his last AEW Dynamite before his retirement, man.
That kind of.
I thought you were gonna talk about the logo.
And that's trash. That's trash. No, let me.
No,
you know what? I was gonna go. I was gonna go to the show.
Really? So what? You didn't think the show was gonna hold up? Tell the truth.
No, not tonight.
No, I'm talking about the retirement show, right?
Yeah, but my godmother, shout out to her. She'll be 70, so we celebrating Saturday.
Oh,
so it don't make sense. It don't make sense to drive down the same day, even if it is Greensboro, North Carolina.
Flair country. What should I say? What should I say? Brian H. country. Brian H. country. I can imagine if we went down there now.
Hollywood.
Wow.
But man, Sting came down for the Raptors for the last time. I said this is, if there's one thing AEW has gotten right, I can appreciate the level of respect they have treated Sting. Sting is in his 60s, and they have found a way to make him always look like a main event talent, and he's still one of their most over acts. Like he draws big money anytime he has a show segment. He's coming out the ring to talk, or he's going to be in town. Man, I thought that was special. I thought that was special to see Sting, and I said, this is coming to an end, man. I'm glad he had that moment. So definitely shout out to AEW and Sting's pending retirement coming up. But what did you guys get into this week?
So I realized how much I miss Switchblade.
Dang, you act like he's.
I realized how much I didn't realize how much of a fan I was of Jay White in New
Mhm.
Japan until now. I don't have Jay White in New Japan.
Damn.
Because going back and watching some of those IWGP United States matches, it made me realize I miss Switchblade, and that's outside of like the normal Elimination Chamber and Raw. I miss Switchblade.
Now, can I ask you a question? Does it have anything to do with the IWGP United States Championship, Mr. Beltman?
Absolutely. That made me realize it.
Yeah.
Because going back and watching the first bout when he remember when they fought for the title the first time, it was like, yep. Then the rematch, it was like, Kenny Omega has that special, only like it's a few of them that have this. Him, Daniel Bryan, and maybe a Seth, that when they have these rematches, they feel like different matches. It's not like a cut and paste. And it was like, you can watch them over again and it has a different feel the first time you watched it, no matter which one. And I'm just saying, watching them too, they could wrestle, but like going back to that moment, they could have wrestled for the whole year and I've been okay with it. You know what I mean? So it was like one of those type of things. And it's just like, and I say that because I told Hugh not too long ago, go back and watch Christian versus Kenny Omega because he had never watched it. And I said, just watch how much Christian still was showing us. He still got it pre-Patriarch days. And it was Kenny Omega was the catalyst in that. And I feel like, when you have good dance partners, like Dwayne said, it kind of brings out a different side of you. So I'm just saying, I miss Jay White.
I'm surprised you didn't say his storied battles with Hiroshi Tanahashi for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Naked face Switchblade.
They weren't bad, but I enjoyed the Omega ones better because he was Switchblade. You know what I mean? Like
he had really gotten into who he was.
Yeah, that was his character. He was still young lion, ROH, trying to travel the world, say who I am. Yeah, and it was like, it wasn't really, it was Jay White. It wasn't Switchblade. Let's just say that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but the Intercontinental title stuff his run was good, but it just made me realize how much I miss him.
Okay, fair enough. Brian H., Brother Hugh, what did you guys watch this week?
I went down a small rabbit hole, attitude era rabbit hole.
There we go.
Oh God,
ain't nothing wrong with this one.
Please tell him everything. Please tell him everything.
Bro, I can't even watch it. I can't even look at it the same, man. I can't even look at it the same now.
You're not. First of all, you're not supposed to do that. You got that. That's not fair. Every time you watch old school attitude era stuff, it's hard to watch the regular product. It's like you can't do that. You got to give yourself some space in between and lean yourself back into today's product. It's cheating.
Well, it's so much randomness. It is, man. It's so chaotic, bro. Like it was. What was the one Raw? The one Raw when Undertaker and Kane, they came out literally like every match and just disrupted every match. I was like, what?
98?
Yeah. I was like, come on, bro. Like literally, I loved
every match. They didn't care.
I loved it when it happened back in the day. I was right in front of the TV screaming like a little girl. I was like, oh my gosh, he's just going wild. But I'm looking at it now. I'm like, bro, like what? Y'all didn't even finish one match.
Tell about the pay-per-view you watched.
Or the Armageddon. Armageddon 2000. The Hell in the Cell.
Yes.
Man, that joint was wild, man. They were everywhere. It was like, of course, 6 people, and they're everywhere. They're throughout the whole arena. They're like, how can you, as a fan, if you're there, how can you take in all of that action? Like, how can you really pay attention to everything that was going on at that time?
Wow. No, but Rikishi said something about he didn't. He said something about he didn't believe, like he didn't feel like that moment gets his love. I'm like, dude, there wasn't a call. It wasn't a soundtrack. Like Mick Foley's. First of all, we hadn't seen it before. But then there's also Jim Ross's soundtrack and Jerry the King Lawler's soundtrack.
There you go.
There was no soundtrack for Rikishi. Was like, oh, okay.
Like, oh, that happened.
But we like I said,
and then
I said, I loved it at the time
because I wouldn't take it. I know he was he had wrote out his final wishes just in case, but Yeah.
Ooh.
Man, I loved it at the time, but it was just too much to watch. To go back and watch. It was, you had cars everywhere.
Mhm.
Like, what's going on? Everybody was bleeding. I'm like, bruh, what's
When he told me that, he said everybody was just bleeding. He's like, this
right? Like,
this is blood everywhere. He's like, why
It's
is everybody
Russo,
bleeding?
bro. You ever watch Dark Side of the Ring with they do the Bash of the Beach?
Oh no.
oh gosh, yeah.
Watch
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
And you hear
Nah.
Russo's philosophy for wrestling. That's why Jim
Yeah.
Cornette can't stand them.
He's a
They
clown.
couldn't be more opposite. That's why you gotta listen
But
to that
I-
promo Jim Ross cuts
Yeah.
on it. It's like a 20-minute promo on his podcast. He just destroys Russo.
Ouch.
And the thing is, I like Vince Russo, man.
Mhm.
I blame my mama.
I thought I liked Vince Russo when he gave his life to
she took
Christ.
me down
Like,
that rabbit hole.
I think he was just selling books. Wow. What?
I
Listen,
knew it was coming. I knew it was.
if
I
there was
told
ever a
y'all,
rabbit
keep
hole to go
Dylan-
down,
Keep Dylan busy. See, the comments didn't do their job. I'm
Uh-oh.
so mad that the comments didn't do their job. God dang it, Dylan.
Mm.
Somebody stop Dylan.
hey yo, I don't even know what to say. First of all, hold on. Put it back up.
The way that low key looks like your bill too. You just need the hat. Where's your hat? That's all you need.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
let's talk about that for a second. Ladies
Yes,
and gentlemen,
yes,
if you've
please,
ever seen
let's-
the realness, okay, he always has a hat on. Now, I confirmed this
Always.
through Brother Hugh. I already confirmed this, okay? I FaceTimed him one day and he didn't have a hat on. And I almost hung up because I thought I called the wrong person. And I realized, I said, oh, that is Dwayne. Hold on. Where's your hat? But I had to live in that moment. So, ladies, if you ever see this man without a hat, it's probably not him because his head is attached to his head. That's all I'm going to say.
Bro,
First
of all,
That's so
2019.
true.
I'm trying to
That
figure
is
out where
so
the heck
true.
Dylan even found this photo.
Right. With no
Right,
hat
that's, I
on.
was.
That's what I'm trying. Because when do you ever have your hat off? I'm telling you, one
It's
time
gotta
I
be fake
FaceTimed you
Facebook.
and you had your hat. I said, I remember that day. Somebody just came back and I had FaceTimed you. It was at the Rumble. It was at the Rumble. I FaceTimed you and he had a hat on. And I was like, what the fuck? Oh my God, that is Dwayne. He looks like a
Bro.
whole different person without a
And
hat.
trust me, putting on a hat is like, let me see, what's weird? It's like, you guys don't remember Hammer Time, the cartoon where like MC Hammer would be regular, right? Nobody recognized him until he put on his hammer pants and he transformed into a superhero.
Yeah.
That's how the hat is for me.
We remember that.
Yeah,
I'm just
Wow.
I'm just
that was
Dwayne.
bad Saturday
You know what I
morning
mean?
content.
There you go. CBS stuff. But then when the hat goes on, it's Hammer Time.
He called you Double D. This man called you Double
He
D.
showing him did. He definitely did.
I'm sorry. I got to see that photo one more time. I'm just so speechless. Like,
Did you already make a graphic for that? The
No.
realness making his.
oh man, Dylan
I
just
can't
sitting
wait.
there like
I
as we're
can't
talking,
wait to
he's
see you.
putting this together. I'm so at
That's
a
why I
loss
said
for
somebody
words.
keep Dylan busy.
Dylan
Listen,
is a
this
dangerous.
might
Oh,
have
he
been-
said that photo from 2019, June 3rd, 2019.
I don't even know where I was. Like, I don't even like. I feel like this is what Virgil's idea, like what he saw when he saw me. This was the envisioned, like the second coming of like I don't. So, we gotta move on, bro. But this is ridiculous, yo.
You look like the chosen one out of time.
That's the pose. Like,
Say
listen. So like,
goodbye.
I feel like he would have
What
sent me
is
there like that. Like,
yours?
no, I got this idea.
Yeah,
Anyways.
it's mine.
Some other things happened this week. Brother Hugh, it's your turn. Bam.
I'm headed to.
Oh.
I'm sorry, no. I can't say that anymore.
Right.
The zigzag.
Yes,
The
sir.
Dolph Ziggler wins the IWGP Global Champ. First of all, Brother Brandon's got to be loving this. There's a lot of belt talk going on. 50 minutes show. We haven't touched anything yet. IWGP Global Champion. We saw this coming, right? And
Mhm.
No.
congratulations
Correct
to Brother
yourself.
Hugh.
Hugh saw this coming when he met Dolph Ziggler, and he told him about his white strap and the white boots.
Right.
Hugh
I'm
Simpson.
glad you said that, Brother Brandon.
He had the Simpsons effect. Let's just say
Man,
that because
Hey.
But not only that, people out here stealing the graphic that he made a week
That is
earlier.
true.
Somebody
Oh,
stole it
come
and
on,
posted
man.
it all online with the championship culture logo on it, like it was their post.
With the logo.
Hey man, call it free
Yeah.
advertising.
Well,
Right.
I'll tell you,
Hey, right.
I was scrolling through. I said, "Why is he? Wait a minute!" And it was on that post because they were celebrating Dolph Ziggler winning, and that was one of them. And I was like, they couldn't even cover the championship culture logo. They just
They said there's
put
no
it right on
time.
it.
They didn't want to
They
ruin
just
the
took the
art.
whole thing.
Unless they would give it
Listen.
credit.
I want to go ahead and give Brother Hugh a round of applause. Let me tell you why.
It's canceling you
as
out.
meat free. Say what?
It's canceling you out.
Yeah.
Now, there you go.
Oh, there we go. Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can hear you. We got it.
Okay. And I just want to give shout out to Brother Hugh because
Hey, how many
he
fans
was
he
the
got?
one. He was the one that said, "Bring back the white boots." That it was a campaign that we was pushing for. We said, "Dolph Ziggler, you got to bring back the white, but these little black wrestler boots you wearing, it's not working. Bring back the white
Not
boots."
working, dog.
And guess who had the cojones to step to Dolph Ziggler and say, "Hey man, listen, when you gonna bring back the white boots?" And as Brother Hugh told the story a few weeks ago, he said, he wasn't paying any mind afterwards. But then Brother Hugh, as a true warrior, a true soldier, he didn't give up. He said, "Well, listen, you got the white strap, got a match with the white boots." And Dolph Ziggler goes, "You might got something there." And best believe Dolph Ziggler won that championship wearing some white boots.
The white
So,
boots,
it
baby.
gets worse.
Shawn
It
Michaels,
gets worse.
Black Tiger Prince involved. I said, Brother Hugh did it. He listened to him. He brought back the white boots. Bring back the white boots. Bring back the white boots.
The white
That
boots.
Friday, we woke up to text messages, right? So he was like, "The white boots." I said, "Hugh, how much of the match did you watch before you saw the white boots?" He said, "That's all I'm worried about. I just want to see the boots." He didn't even watch. I don't think he watched the match. He just saw that he won and said, "Let me fast forward to the boots." Okay, I'm good now.
Right.
That's
That
all
was
he
it.
cared about.
That's all I cared about.
I was
No
so
other
ecstatic.
text.
I saw the white boots. I said, he did it. I said, he listened to Brother Hugh.
Right.
And the
So
fact
yeah,
that
shout
somebody
out to Dolph,
stole his credit.
Yeah, he won. That's the bonding of all bonding.
bro. That's what I'm
That's
trying
more
to say.
than-
He's young.
Exactly.
That's his Virgil now. You do
Yeah.
realize Dolph is his Virgil. I'm sorry, Nick Nemeth is his Virgil now.
No,
Now
he's-
they're
I don't.
friends.
I'm not feeling that whole wanted man gimmick or that like 1980s hair band music. It's just Dolph Ziggler, man. Just cut it out. But shout out and much respect to Nick Nemeth.
Yep.
Your
I'ma
new
rock with it.
IWGP. Some other things happened this week. I told you my boys, the Good Brothers, showed up on NXT. Successfully had their first match on NXT, looking nice and dominant. Brian H, you have something to say? Huh?
About your
The
boys?
Good Brothers are back. You said what?
But no, I mean, look, I don't have a
See,
problem
he
with them. I
doesn't
did
care
want
about
to
nothing but the bloodline.
Hey, they out the way now. So, you know, if AJ want that smoke with my tribal chief, then, you know, he ain't got backup.
Well, listen.
I don't like
shout
the way
out
he
to the
treated
Good
Mia Yim.
See, there you go. Shout out. It's funny because, you know, Braun Breaker backstage had Baron Corbin was you know, he had a little few jokes with my man Carl Anderson about that slap that AJ had, but we'll handle that in the business. But shout out to the Good Brothers. Finally show up in the NXT. Now, quickly, there's rumors that Tama Tonga of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Haku's son, known
Yes,
as Ming
sir.
in
Cousin.
WCW.
That's my
The Rock,
man.
yeah, the Rock's
Cousin of his
cousin.
cousin. He's the cousin of
Yeah.
the cousin of the cousin.
Yeah, because you know, the Rock brought actually like I remember a few years ago, the Rock brought his father a new truck. He bought Haku a new truck. He was like, "This is my uncle. I just wanted to do something nice for him," and he bought him a new pickup truck. You know, not to mention that his other cousins, his younger cousins, were in New Japan as the Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, formerly Camacho in WWE. But Tama Tonga finally
Camacho don't
signed
look
to
the
WWE.
same anymore.
I did not know that.
No.
Yeah,
I didn't
he
know that
completely
either.
changed.
And
now
then-
that you
and
said
then-
it, you gonna
and
look
then
at
they
him like
have-
it is.
And then they have a younger brother that's like 7 foot, but he's still, you know,
Well,
moving and
you
shaking.
got Hikaleo?
Yeah, he's like
Yes,
Shanky though. He's
that-
tall
yeah.
like Shanky.
Yeah, he's big. He's just big
Big boy.
man. So like footer.
Oh,
But he's
King
saying
was
he's finally
busy.
signed to
Tongue and death grip.
Yeah, flat out. Like it comes natural. Is this too little too late? Like
Nah.
I think
2016,
I see where you're going.
2016, 17, right? Peak to my in my opinion, peak Tama Tonga. Think about the Bullet Club where they were. Like that's when I first when I first saw him who he was before. The face paint, the long curly hair, you could tell he was Tongan. Because Tongans, for some reason, Tongans and people in Fiji, they have the way their hair when it curls a certain type of way, and I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely an island boy. And that's when I first kind of got whiff of Tama Tonga, and then eventually when he was doing the Bullet Club, one of the original members, and then of course when his brother came to New Japan after he got released, and they became the Gorillas of Destiny. Huge fan of Tama Tonga, and then he kind of eventually got away from that and got into his own identity, and stayed in New Japan for a long time. But I'm saying to myself, does he have to come over here and become and kind of rebuild? Or because he wasn't necessarily a big star in New Japan. He was a homegrown guy, you know what I mean? But he's had so many different looks and iterations over the years. It's like, well, who is Tama Tonga? And like I said, the question is, do you guys think it's too little, too late? But Brian, as you say, you don't think so.
No, it's a thing where I don't like to go too much into comparing regimes, but we're still sort of early. I trust this one, so I don't feel like I feel like everything is calculated. It's not just let's just sign everybody and see what we can do with them.
Okay,
This is booming. They, and the way the money looking and the stocks looking, everything's
expanding
still
too.
strategic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we may not get what we thought we would have got a few years ago, but I don't think it's too little, too late. I'm interested to see what they get from him now.
Okay. Anybody else have any comments on Tama Tonga kind of signing this? I don't want to say late, but just later in his career,
he's
and
41.
WWE. Now,
When
say what?
they sign these later people, I'm scared that it's going to be not for it's too late as a wrestler, but not because he's hiring other
is
people
it?
for like coaches and everything else. So it's like I just hope it's not that role because he got like look at what you call it the
Bobby
SmackDown
Roode?
general manager. No,
Oh,
the
Nick
Smack
Aldis.
Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis.
He's not
Yeah.
old by any shape or form. He's just old in the age of wrestling because we had
Sure.
seen him and he had companies. He was the front runner. He was there. He was somebody that you talked about when it came to NWA, Impact Wrestling. He was a figurehead for these things. And it's like,
He did everything you could possibly else do.
yeah, because he didn't come to WWE. You get what I'm saying? Like he went out there and did things. So now if he's coming, one, it's by himself. Two,
Sure.
is it too late for him to make waves by himself, or does he fit in with the bloodline? Does he fit in with somebody else?
Wrinkle.
Does he? You get what I'm saying? Like, or does he fit in with it's other factions that he could be with? What do we do now? And I hope it's not too late because we all sitting here waiting for Nick Aldis to wrestle, but now we've kind of got comfortable with him being the SmackDown general manager because he's involved in wrestling and not as a wrestler. Does that make sense?
I mean,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, Brian, that's real quick. What if this was just a ploy just to introduce the word to Nick Aldis, and then pull the okie doke and say, oh yeah, he's going to wrestle now. He lost because we've seen wrestlers be wrestlers for a period of time, and then eventually, like look at Daniel Bryan, look at AJ Lee. At one point, they were running the show, and they eventually went back to being superstars. Avon Rain, I'm assuming eventually is going to go back to being in-ring competition at some point. You know what I mean? What if this was just a crazy way to introduce Nick Aldis to the WWE audience and build something around him? You know what I mean? Because is he really 36? Like, there's no way in the world. Is he really 36?
Or 39?
No,
Is
there's
it
no way in
36
the
or
world.
39?
Nick Aldis is 36.
He's not 40. He's not 40. He's not.
He looks like an old man. Like he looks
But
like a mature.
look, that was his. Look at his. He wore the suit gimmick. He was the new age NWA. It looked like they ripped him from the original NWA and brought him to modern time. If you really look at him, like, but that's what the type of suits that he wore, the way he carried himself. That's how they did back in the day with NWA. You didn't see somebody coming out in jeans and t-shirts. Listen, he's been shoved down our throat so much we think that he's older because he went through Magnus, he went through being Nick Aldis, and he really
an old man.
He does.
He looks like an older gentleman.
Okay.
But anyways, sometimes though, what's gonna happen is you get a situation like
37
Bobby Roode and Corey Graves where you know what? I don't want to add to the bump card no more.
Yeah, like
I
Bobby
heard
Roode. They did announce it recently.
And I even heard Corey Graves say on the podcast about he went in there. I think he took a couple bumps and he was hurting, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good."
After he got cleared, right?
Yeah, and so I think
that
can happen.
And if you can make the same money with less bumps, why not?
There you
Because
go.
let's say, who knows? Bobby Roode might not have had a contract change. And if you think about it,
Mm.
Nick Aldis got a family. He probably like, you know
True.
what? I don't have to worry about not being able to pick up my child. I can still make the money to support my family. If Mickey decided to retire, we good. We got this WWE money. Come get this Legends contract when you're ready to sit down, and
There you go.
we can
Yep.
feed the family.
But I
You know what I
I
wonder.
mean,
mean?
you remember that?
I was just saying, I wonder from a business standpoint, is it easier for them to get insurance? After?
Yeah, because they're
Probably.
employees.
They're not
Yeah,
They're
in-ring
employees now.
performers.
Like
Yeah,
they're
they're
not
not in-ring
technically
performers.
yeah.
But you know
in-ring
what?
performers.
Because they're
Take it
considered talent, they might not. 'cause
independent
they might,
contractors.
but remember, they might be considered on-air talent, and there's a risk with that, and that's why they can't. Because
Well,
if you're
but
on-air
that's usually why
talent, that's a different contract.
well, Michael Cole is still an employee because he's a
It's
manager.
doubles. Yeah, but see,
Yeah,
that's the whole.
he
Like they all
manages
do
all
something
the
different.
yeah.
He has a
Broadcast
separate
people.
entity. Like which called, like
Yeah.
they were saying, I remember they said Triple H has two different contracts. One is his CEO, and then one is a performer. Because if he
Yeah,
has to
Stephanie
go out
was the
there,
same way.
yeah, they have two different separate things. But
And also,
I think if you only,
Adam Pearce, same thing.
yeah,
Mhm.
You know,
That's all
Adam
that
Pearce
I
was a
wanna
behind the
see.
scenes guy that
Four sides
eventually
of the ring,
turned into
put it
an
in the
on-screen character.
Yeah.
So think about it. That could be enough money to make you say, I gotta get in there. I don't need the residuals from those t-shirt sales that might not come. I'm okay. I don't want to have to do the world tours. I can
Yeah.
show up and
Yeah, because
It's
you ain't
big-
got to go to the house shows.
No,
First of
think
all,
about it. It's a less
there you go.
schedule with
It's big,
you might just
stable
miss
money.
out on that WrestleMania payday, but
But
how
then
many
again,
people
you
are
probably
guaranteed that
don't,
WrestleMania
Brother
payday?
Brandon. Because think about it. If he's an on-air talent, he's just not wrestling. You still get that contract because it's like when you're playing a role on TV, and we know what that money's like.
Mhm.
So, and like you say, you don't got to do house shows. So, because like even when Adam Pearce was the NWA World Champion, and of course NWA was under different management, he was still booking for Ring of Honor. He had a regular job. Like he would book for
Yeah, I
Ring of
forgot
Honor,
he was.
and he,
Yep.
like he would still take his days. I didn't know that until I watched the Daniel Bryan documentary when he was he was doing his final countdown before he's like I'm finishing up my dates with Colt Cabana before I signed with WWE and I'm wrapping up. That's when I realized like, oh snap, there's Adam Pearce. But I followed him as the NWA champion because I was just obsessed with that championship at the time. So I didn't care what the NWA was giving us, but every other week it was Adam Pearce versus Colt Cabana at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. It was an awkward time for the NWA. But yeah,
But he carried it.
we will see. When it comes to this older talent, not really older talent, but just talent like Tama Tonga, kind of choosing now to sign with WWE rather than early. Goodness gracious, we're trying to get through all this. Shawn Spears has returned. The chairman has returned to NXT. This is not on the rundown. I'm so sorry. This is just stuff like it's breaking news. Brandon, why you don't like AEW at all? He just rolled his eyes again.
I
You won't
I
wonder if
said
Cassidy
this
come
on-
walking on the TV screen, will you?
No, I ain't gonna lie. I'm watching it. I got my eyes, because let's be real. When I saw that vignette, I was hoping it was leading us to Okada. But then
Really?
I was like, okay, yeah. When they first did it
Okay.
at the last pay-per-view or PLE, I was hoping it was bringing us to Okada. Obviously, it wasn't. So then I was like, okay, we'll see what it is. Great surprise. Glad it didn't get out. That's what you love about wrestling. Now I want to see.
You talking about wait till it got out. You think anybody would have gave a crap, to be honest with you?
People just like reporting stuff for just to
Fair
say
enough.
I
You're right.
said it first.
There you go. You're absolutely right.
Breaking news. Oh, reported that. Oh, look who walked to the performance center.
I
Yeah.
saw
Look at me.
backstage.
I'm a trusted source. So the next time I say something, follow me.
Bingo. So
Okay, fair enough. Good points.
and that was the thing. So when I saw that, but I was like, I'm not gonna get invested, but I'm not gonna hold against them. I thought the Ty Dillinger character was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you think it was
And
terrible?
the same thing you said back then. Yeah, he wasn't a perfect 10. It would have been better for EC3 because of the EC3
Yeah.
character.
I forgot I said that. Sorry.
So, so after that, I didn't really like AEW. I thought it was going to the chairman was going to become something. I said, oh, okay. I think he
I
can
knew
be.
he'd stand a chance.
the heel I don't like, but oh well,
Mhm.
he's got, he can make me not like him as opposed to not want to see him. So I'm gonna give it a
Okay.
chance. I
All right.
trust HB
There you
Kizzle.
go.
So
Yeah. I
but
think that
keep
was
him
kind of
on NXT. Keep him
yeah.
far
But, see,
away from the main roster.
but if you notice that brother Hugh, let me ask you this: do you realize that there's a number? They're like NXT's like beefing up on veterans all of a sudden.
Yep.
Like you know what I mean? Think about it. Like Shawn Spears is also a wrestling teacher, isn't he? Like he worked with Cody Rhodes on a lot of stuff when they would like do drills and stuff before AEW shows, especially on the pandemic. I think that's kind of how some of those guys like earned their
Wasn't he
paychecks that
part
they
of the
weren't on
Rhodes
TV.
Academy? Isn't he part of the? Wasn't he part of the Rhodes Academy
I think so, yeah.
for the school?
Probably was, yeah.
Yeah.
You know him and QT Marshall. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
At you know and I know eventually Dustin Rhodes had his own thing, but I think they worked together at some point too. And it's like I don't know, man. I'm starting to see this trend of guys like let me come here, wrap it up, and then eventually move on to the next gig. Like I feel like Bobby Roode is one of the few guys that like admitted like, oh no, this was always the end goal. Like I knew I had done everything. I came here to have this one last run, but this is what I wanted to do because I knew this was my exit strategy. Like I knew I was like wrapping this up to go into. Versus guys like Shelton Benjamin was like, no, I'm not ready to let it go yet. Even Dolph Ziggler was like, I'm not done yet. Bobby Roode coming off a funky neck injury and just his last run with the Dirty Dogs with Dolph Ziggler, he was like, nah, I'm good where I'm at. You know what I mean? I guess him and AJ around the same age. He's got to be about 45, 46, 47 years old at this point. But you see a guy like Shawn Spears kind of doing the same thing. Like, look, I'm here to work with young talent. Think about it. It's kind of part-time. You're not on the road as much. You know what I mean? You're in Orlando. So you do your shows.
His
we
wife,
got a new
didn't she
TV
just
deal.
get pregnant again or have another baby?
Well, yeah, didn't she? No, she's pregnant again because the one had the baby and then the other one got pregnant again. I always get them confused.
Yeah,
because that's why I was like, "Dang, we won't see Iconics in Perth."
They was there.
So I think
they were there.
Well, I'm taking
But,
that
yeah,
we
I
didn't
know-
see
I
him
know.
in WWE TV.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That would have been a nice, nice.
That would have been a nice
cameo.
pop for them. But yeah, everyone like, oh, look.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, we have to get into Elimination Chamber, but there's a little bit about NXT that I think you guys are ready to have this conversation, Brian H. I don't know where you want to put this in, but
this is perfect.
Kind of you said who?
Before you go on, I was going to say this about Shawn Spears. Do you notice he came back as Shawn Spears and not Ty Dillinger?
Let me ask you this. Did you see anybody say his name or mention him as Shawn Spears? Because I didn't see anything that mentioned the name. Like it didn't say Ty Dillinger returned. It just said, look who's back. Like, WWE social being cryptic.
Oh.
So did you see like
surprise?
They didn't say it on the Shawn Spears return. I thought they said it in when he was like, "Oh my God, that's Shawn Spears." I thought the announcer said it when he revealed himself, because I know they posted it on WWE that Shawn Spears returned.
I don't know if that was WWE. I didn't remember. Only thing I saw from WWE was, and it might have been the NXT handle. It said, "Look who's back," and it was like the eyes, and they didn't say a name, and I was like,
that's.
You know what I mean?
I thought
like
because WWE had posted on one of their socials Shawn Spears returns, and I thought I watched it, and that might have been one of the YouTube shows I watched. So you could absolutely be right that they just said it like he was.
Because I was looking for it. I was looking for like a lower third or something, and I was like,
it does.
Like,
it's just his handle. Is they tweeted the truth? You could bring your knees, and that's why Shawn Spears is now in NXT. So yeah, WWE did tweet it.
Oh, and it's on their website too. It says Shawn Spears returns to attack Ridge Holland.
Oh, well, there it is then. Okay, so okay.
I think it's insane that he didn't have a chance to get that 10 gimmick over, because when we look at that black and gold era, that was during the time it was real gimmick heavy, and they were trying to see what stick. If you got the crowd participating, we could get a decent match, you're good. And then Vince was like, wait a minute, they might be making money, yank them. Oh, well, what do you do with them? And I think he was in the wrong time.
He got rushed to the main roster just so he could show up as number 10 at the Royal Rumble, and he was just they never gave him a shot after that.
Because it wasn't. That's a story for another time.
After dark. Anyways,
no, I'm just saying numbers never work when it comes to wrestling, because when all he was doing was this 10 people in the ring, it was like to get the crowd going. But what was like Big E, I hated when he used to do that 3 ain't enough, man. I need 5. I'm like, okay, so you get the.
Oh
5
yeah,
count.
that was Big E. I'm not a fan of that. I didn't
You know
realize
what
he
I'm
got
saying?
that
Like
from King
numbers
Kong
did.
Monday.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Numbers just don't translate very well.
No,
Yeah,
you're
it's
right.
corny.
Brandon,
It's
did you
corny.
know that he got that
Big
from
corny.
King Kong? What did you say, brother Hugh?
It's corny. Big corny.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
They had to lean into the camera to say it though. 3 ain't enough, man. I need 5. I was like,
That
so
music
that's
used
what
to
made it
rock for NXT.
soft.
Small
You know, I used
scale.
to hate. You know, I used to hate. I don't know if you guys noticed
What's
this or
that?
not. I used to hate how when Big E was doing the 5 gimmick on NXT, he would come out and his singlet, like the shorts would come to his mid, his like it was like a full singlet. But then like he would go to the main roster and it was extremely short, like up his crack dang there. I'm like, dude, why aren't you wearing the full body singlet on NXT and the main roster? Like, what's the deal? Like, dude, what are you
Call it what
doing?
it is. He was
Um,
wearing
He's
a
probably
bathing
ribbing
suit on the
somebody. Like, yo, watch
like
me
he
go
was,
do
he
this.
really was looking like King Kong Bundy. Like, but I didn't
He is
realize
silly,
that was also
yo.
where he got the 5 count from.
He is silly, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Big E. Hopefully he gets healthy soon and comes back to the ring. But we got to
Hopefully
keep
he gets
moving forward.
healthy
We're on a
soon.
roll.
I think
Yeah.
it's healthy. I think he just
I
can't.
don't necessarily. I ain't.
I hope he doesn't
just
come back
think-
because I
It's
hope
the
he's
quality
okay.
of life, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think
he's
they
gotta
want to
play.
rush anybody of that size. You know what I
Right.
mean? Of that to be getting in the ring, taking the bumps, even if you are like you just got cleared like last Tuesday. I think we should wait around for a little bit. My light's tweaking on me. That's the bad
So,
urge.
yeah,
So
we
if I lose
gotta
color,
factor you into the plans of
That's
WrestleMania 45. Keep doing some announcing stuff. We're going to utilize you because he's still a name. People still want to see him. People love him. I mean, look what Montez Ford did when he interrupted the. Did y'all see that the press thing that he was doing for Bianca Belair and Montez Ford's premiere, and he interrupted him and was like, "He is the greatest." You know what I mean? He was like, "He's the
Yeah.
reason," and I was like, "Oh wow!" So people love him.
part of me feels like I need to go back and watch the show that brought in his review of that show because I am not a fan. Total Divas has me spoiled. I'm really not. Quick tidbit, and I'm gonna move on because we got to talk about Elimination Chamber just a little bit. Montez
Oh yeah, I have
and
notes
Bianca.
about
First of
Elimination
all,
Chamber.
you know why I'm watching the show. Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's like I'm watching wrestling. Like I don't need it. Like it's clearly like scripted because I have never seen a reality show that was built around wrestling. Like the best part about Total Divas was it was a reality show built around the stars that happened to be wrestlers. That was the difference because you would see them on the road and see them on the and I'm sure half that stuff was manufactured too, but it wasn't built around storylines. Montez and Ray, hey man, I need to do something I've never done before. I need to do something. What do you think? Like,
You know
come on
why?
with the overacting, brother. I'm like, dude, I know you're acting right now.
You know
Like,
why though?
I don't.
There's
Like,
no
I don't.
there's no drama
There's no
between
what?
them two. Drama.
No, hear me out. It's
Okay.
I get that. Okay, but like it wasn't always necessarily drama with the Bellas.
But most
Or-
reality shows with couples, right? The love and hip hop era. It's always I'm mad at you for doing this and stuff, But go ahead.
Sure. Yeah,
But see, did you ever watch Ms. and Mrs.?
I love Ms. and Mrs. Same thing.
It was
Like, but they're
entertaining.
actually-
That's why they're happily
But
married. Like they're happily married. So I
it's
haven't.
Ms. and Mrs. at home though. Like it. So you have the characters like Marjo. You have their children that are like their own characters, and then you have the dynamic between the two. So it's like they turn into a sitcom. They're like a modern day like I Love Lucy. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
But you also have versus like Montez and Bianca. Their whole shows are built around storylines that's happening in the ring. Like, wait a minute.
That's why it's called Love in WWE.
I get it, but I was just like, dude, I'm just spoiled. Like, dude, like,
I get
you're
it.
working me right now. Like, I'm not like the Bianca backstage looking at the stuff like, huh, she talking to me? Like, what? Why would she do that? I'm like, man, they used to be backstage all the time on Total Divas talking about stuff that had nothing to do with wrestling, but stuff was still, and they would show you clips of what was going on in the ring. But that's just my 2 cents on the situation. Like I said, I'm curious to see what you have to say about the whole thing, because I was just like, dude, this isn't like Montez is all like, yeah, I gotta do something that I've never done before. I gotta get noticed. Like, come on, we know she's the star and you're not, and you want to play up like, oh, I'm trying to make it, and we get that. and there were pockets of the real stuff, but they're like, why y'all weaving in the storylines into the reality show? Like, come on now, don't insult the people who are watching it. But that's just my tidbit. Anyways, Elimination Chamber. We're rolling. Trust me, we're gonna get out of here at a decent time. Maybe not. Look, Brian just throwing back Pepsi's. Hanging on. Keep come on, hang in there, brother.
No,
Elimination Chamber. Did you guys enjoy the show?
No, hold up. We ain't going Knicks. Because Brandon wanted to talk extra long about freaking Shawn Spears. We not going to nix the.
I didn't want to talk extra long. I just wanted my opinion heard. Everybody else got it heard. I ain't get nothing to say. So don't say I talk extra long.
Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted.
Did we skip Miss Parker?
Go ahead.
No. We can't skip that because I got something.
No. Let's address that because he's gonna say I talk extra long. Everybody else was gone, and I sat there very quiet. And I said, "Well, I just want to say this one thing." So
I made this right now.
Nobody say nothing when everybody else get to talk, but as soon as I'm talking, now I'm talking extra long. Okay, that's why he's a heel. Okay, I'm sitting minding my business, being quiet, and because I want to add my 2 cents, it's a problem. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I skipped over Miss Parker. We can't skip Miss Parker. My fault. Because I went. How do we? I was talking about Montez and freaking and Bianca. So this is where we put this part into the show, Brian H. You said you wanted to give somebody their flowers. An up and coming NXT superstar.
Mm-hmm.
This young lady is taking the world by storm. She's trending live on the World Star Hip Hop. It's a big deal when they start covering wrestling. Yeah, it's a big deal when they start covering wrestling. Brian H, would you like to introduce this new and up and coming star from NXT?
Look, I said this. I tweeted it at Wrestling Rome. Future main eventer, and it ain't because obviously, like you brought up the World Star, and we all know she looked good, right? But it ain't because of that. The moment I saw her like make an impact when she went to, the sad part is I forgot the group. The moment she went to those guys, right? You saw immediately like, oh, she's here. She's arrived. And it gave me Bianca vibes when Bianca started, but Bianca was still, is a little stuff she was still trying to figure out. It's like, okay, you got a show here. Now, Jaida Parker, I saw more confidence than I saw with Bianca. Then I look when she came out to the ring. Like you remember, you go back to when we was very critical of Roman Reigns, and one of the things is he didn't get in a character when he didn't have no charisma when he walked down the ring.
True.
Now you see, as soon as that music hit, you see as soon as he walked through, well, backstage because they showing you all TikTok stuff, and that's the thing that happened with Jaida Parker. You see, as soon as she come out there, she get in the ring, she's in full character. I saw somebody say, "Oh, we need to see you ring work, all that." That's coming.
Do we?
And Michael crazy.
Do we?
Said that.
Who said it?
I said Michael's choosing violence. It's wrong.
No, like did you ever see that Drewski skit he did when a girl walks in? He goes, "See, that's talent right there. That's talent."
Nice.
She said, "You want me to do my part?" He said, "No, you don't have to do anything. That's talent." But go ahead.
So like I'm watching the match. First of all, because I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, boom, you open up Kiana James versus I'm looking right, Kalani Jordan. And Kalani Jordan was somebody I said who needed work. I saw like Stephanie Hardy was saying, "Oh, she's a star in the making," and I'm like, "Whoa, let's pump the brakes." She's cute, we know that, but let's see but she's that underdog baby face that's climbing. But she come from the school selling of Shawn Michaels, so you see that with her. I'm like, so you're starting to see everybody's placement. Then, so one, that's two black women against each other, one nothing or whatever, 1-1. Then you have Roxanne Perez taking on Jakara Jackson. Now Jakara Jackson been out there killing it. She just been hurt, but she's also been sort of a veteran. But Jaida Parker, who's been on level up for a while, but it's like by the time she got to NXT, boom, she was ready, and that's the thing that insert say Bianca didn't have that advantage. You know what I mean? So it's like I said, I see right there. I'm putting my stamp. Main eventer in about 7 years. Within 7 years, she will main event a PLE because you can see from the jump that she wants it, and she's going to take it.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Age's take on Miss Jaida Parker. So you are claiming it already. You're saying that this young lady is a surefire main event player next 5 to 7 years, arguably. Maybe sooner, maybe later, right?
Maybe sooner, maybe later.
She's phenomenal. She's I saw her. I was like, wait,
Bro.
she used to play volleyball for LSU, right?
Huh?
Now was she a
Was
part
it
of
volleyball?
I thought she was. Or soccer.
she was
What's
also-
something?
Yeah. Oh no.
No, soccer. Hold on.
Was it soccer? I thought I saw her. I don't remember if she had a volleyball uniform or a soccer jersey on.
LSU
When she,
athletics, central middle fielder. So that sounds like volleyball.
Okay,
That's
soccer.
But
Soccer.
Soccer.
That's
Yeah,
soccer.
look how many people are watching the show now as soon as you start talking about Jaida Parker. Hold on, that's on the thing. So you are calling for her to be a full-blown main event. Let's put it.
Shout out to Vin. What up, bro?
What is he on?
No, Vin is the master of video games, wrestling video games, man. Shout out to
Oh,
Vin
okay.
and Wrestle Rap.
Oh, I say
But
right here,
yeah.
Mighty Event. Okay, cool. Tune in from Twitch. Hey, what's going on? Look, people keep putting up 10. Support for Shawn Spears. But
You might
Jaida
make that
Parker.
the
Oh
thumbnail.
man. When I first clearly I was like, okay, we got another black girl. You know what I mean? Like, so it's good to see black athletes transition to professional wrestling. I'm enjoying it 1000%. But like I said, Brian H has made it clear that you think she is going to be one of the ones up next. Have we heard her on the microphone just yet?
Yeah, not on a live mic, but backstage.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, she had like
that's what did it for me though. It
your
was
brother
the
Hugh's face.
confidence.
Okay,
I
She
It
does-
was-
I'm in my phone.
I'm gonna put it
Listen,
like this.
she
You know
walked
what-
in like she owned the place.
Yep.
She definitely did it. Yeah.
But this is
You know who I said
Mhm.
was my favorite back in the day?
who's that?
Ariane.
Yes,
Oh,
you
yeah.
obsessed.
Get her
with
out of here.
He loves
Oh. Wow.
I saw the show
That's
last
crazy.
night, and then she had a different outfit on. I said, and Jaida Parker's about to break the internet. See you at
Yeah.
Wale Mania.
Yeah, she's going to be in the building, but I'm gonna
Hey,
play
I got
this.
a picture with Nikita Lyons on stage last year, so
Oh, so you just racking up the air miles. That's what it sounds like to me.
shout out to Ben.
I'm
Shout out to Ben
look at
Cruz.
you. I'm gonna give you my 2 cents on Jaida Parker just by this video clip right here. Guys, pay
Oh, it's
attention.
great.
Everybody,
Right.
here we go. You ready?
I do something.
Lord have mercy. The Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want. Excuse me, brother. Miss Parker! Miss Parker!
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. When I saw that, I said, how could I forgot to put that in there? But yeah,
Bro, they got a whole class though. And Shawn Michaels, I apologize for every bad thing I said about you after 2022. You still got to eat that 97 stuff, but right now I actually got on WrestleMania 26 and I'm watching Bret Hart put X in the sharpshooter. So I think
Bret
I'm
is
still the only
only person
person
what?
in the world that liked this match.
probably. Brad
I
was the
love
last person to forget Michaels, by the way.
It was, I read his book, the one I gave you.
Yeah, I didn't read it. I've started reading it. I never finished.
Shout
He's
out
not
to
gonna
my
read,
man
bro.
Jason Romano of the Sports Spectrum podcast, where he talks to wrestlers about all athletes about like their faith. That's the whole platform.
Okay, yeah,
So
sure.
he got the book, and when we was working at ESPN together, and he
Mm-hmm.
said, "Hey man, here, read this, and then give it to somebody." I said, "Okay, cool, great book." It made me
No, it was
100%.
good. I started out. I just like I said, whew, man.
I hope
it was,
it's an audio version. I hope he did the voice.
that's what I need to look at it though. But I forgot one thing before moving to Elimination Chamber. This, yeah, it's probably because the belt is so ugly. But Matt Riddle finally says, I meant to put this up there after the Dolph Ziggler post, but Matt Riddle
Why he
finally
look like
success.
that?
He looks exhausted, doesn't he? Matt Riddle finding success outside of WWE. Now the what belt is that? That's the New Japan Strong. What is this again?
That's the television title.
Is that right? The television title?
That's the television.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody knows I've always hated this belt. So I don't care if Zack Sabre Jr. holds it. I don't care if Hiroshi Tanahashi holds it. This belt is atrocious. Is there ever a chance that we're going to get a different belt besides this? Belt guy, you're the wrestling belt man. Why is this belt so ugly?
Oh, I can go now. I didn't want to start talking because I couldn't.
I didn't know if you were
Miss Parker.
protesting or what.
I didn't know. I couldn't say nothing about Miss Parker, so I'm gonna just keep my comments in. It's an ugly belt. It's a god awful belt. And that's, if they can produce something like that, but then come back with the global title, they need to go back and fix that. I think it's because it's square. It has no.
It's ugly.
It has no character to it. Like a square belt could work if it had some more. And it just says the name of it. It's like it's in the same category with their 24/7 title. It just says what it is, and it's a square.
No, it's really ugly.
That's to put it on Riddle. You just want to get it on somebody that's going to be traveling around. It's going to be all over YouTube on everybody's indie show now because he's making his indie rounds. It was a smart move for them to do it, but the belt is ugly. God, that belt is ugly.
Is Riddle from Los Angeles?
Oh, where is he from?
Riddle? Was that where he
Put
lives?
in the Google machine.
Dylan will tell us. Where's Riddle from?
Allentown, Pennsylvania.
What I'm saying, does he live in Los Angeles though? Like, is he an LA guy? Because isn't that where they filmed New Japan Strong at? Out of Los Angeles?
He's billed from Vegas, so that's not too far.
So maybe he probably lived in Vegas because of the fights.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe maybe he's like, hey, let's put on, because New Japan Strong, like you got to go to like their, like, I don't want to call it arena, but their setup, which is usually I thought was based out of Los Angeles, where they shoot majority of their New Japan Strong stuff. So I don't know.
I think that belt is for. Isn't that belt? It's not for New Japan Strong. It was just for New Japan. It's not specifically for New Japan Strong. I don't think it's for them directly.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
I think
all right. Well, like I said, I didn't want to dismiss it though, but like I said, did I miss anything? I don't want to skip over anything. I almost forgot Miss Parker. How could I do such a thing?
No, you forgot this comment. He said it best.
That championship ain't got no culture. Yeah, I can't.
You got that for the social media?
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Yeah, I got that.
That championship ain't got no culture.
That is the quote of the night.
Speaking of culture, we got some culture this past weekend, gentlemen. We were in Perth, Australia, not us literally, but as fans. We pulled up, we had to Elimination Chamber, the first time in Perth, Australia. Now, we first of all, let me say personally, I enjoyed the show. I thought Elimination Chamber was really, really good. I don't think I was expecting it to be as fun as it was, but it really was. Now, there's a comment that I want to address, but I want to know what you guys thought about Elimination Chamber, though. Brother Hugh, wearing the shades on, trying to be inconspicuous. What you think about Elimination Chamber? Did you enjoy the show?
I enjoyed it. By far. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be that big of a spectacle as far as like production wise, but it delivered. It did what it's supposed to do. Gave the fans over there in Perth some good wholesome entertainment. Good solid matches. I was expecting something different, a better build up towards WrestleMania for other storylines, but we didn't get that.
I'm glad you said that, brother Hugh. I'm gonna hold on to that nugget.
Okay. Yeah, we got our Elimination Chambers. They both delivered. The people that we predicted, they did win. It was kind of obvious, but the matches were awesome. I liked it. And Nia Jax, baby girl, showed out.
Mhm.
Did y'all see his face when he said that? She did. Yeah, she
I'm
did.
just
She
saying.
did.
Mhm.
I'm
I
just
feel like that
saying.
was a good. It was a good statement match for her. Like, that to me, that was her welcome back main event match. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, brother Brandon, Elimination Chamber. Did you enjoy the show? Wow, he did not enjoy the show. What? Why
Not
did you
at
not
all.
enjoy the show? Why is that?
So
Why did you enjoy the
it's
show?
it's multiple reasons. The main reason is I'm okay with a spoiler because, like, if I sit there and told you, oh, Thanos snaps away half the heroes, I want to know how did he get to that point. We knew that Drew and Becky were going to win the chambers. I could not enjoy it, and I don't feel like it measured up to. Okay, I knew this was going to be the foregone conclusion, but I'm tired of seeing Bobby Lashley lose because he's injured. It's always an injury angle when he loses to write him off. It's always I'm going to set up this next match. This is why this person didn't win in the men's elimination chamber. And then I can care less if the crowd is cheering for Liv or they cheering for Bianca, they cheering for whoever. Let me cheer because of it's a my OMG moment. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like with that amount of talent in the women's roster and that chamber, I've seen better matches. And I want to say I expected so much more. Let's call it what it is. You got Bianca Belair in there that can work with anybody. And it just didn't feel like it was, I don't want to sound harsh, like it didn't come up to her level because we've gotten so many great matches and moments from that group of women wrestlers. And I don't feel like I remember anything besides the finish that went through in 2 seconds. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, Naomi is in there. Come on now. We got one of the greatest women's wrestlers right now. And it just felt like it was like, okay. We know Becky's gonna win, but give me something to clatch my teeth onto. That's my main thing about the chambers. I don't like when you gotta go do research to understand what a wrestling person is doing. When they announced them as the new Catch Republic, I instantly got like, all right, you and Pete Dunne back, but you're giving them this new gimmick that we got to go Google and figure it out, or you got to explain it to us. Let me enjoy it. And here we are again, the Judgment Day with these tag belts. They won, yay! But we spent all this time building this team. We're gonna give them a whole new thing. We put all this stuff into Pete Dunne being Pete Dunne, and now he's part of the new Catch Republic. Don't have his cool music. And it was like, who wants to go research? Okay, when you heard Blackpool Combat Club, they had to feed it to us what it was. I'm like, why can't I just relate to it? That's like if we
So,
said the
they
wrestling,
have joint music now and again. They have like
yeah,
there's like okay.
and it
I
actually
didn't hear it.
says like New Catch Republic. So it was like too many things was working against it for me. And then like the whole segment with what's his name? Not
Grayson
Austin
Waller?
Theory. Yeah, Grayson Waller. I just felt
Mhm.
like, all right, how many times are we going to do this? Like, we're talking so much. Like, okay, we get it. And then, like, it's mighty strange. And I know we're going to get into the bloodline stuff, but last year, this time, going into Mania, everything was said, we don't need The Rock because we were building so many stars, right? And when I say we don't need The Rock, we were all vested in everything. Now, because of The Rock is here, it's all about him almost. And I feel like we're losing a lot of luster that we as fans wanted because now we're infatuated with this thing. We're infatuated. Everything's about this now. It's only about that. So everything else is kind of like suffering or going by the wayside because Grayson Waller is in his home country and we did a Grayson Waller effect, which is great on any SmackDown, any Raw. He's in his country, showcase him, do something else. He was at the press conference, what we do. And that's just my personal opinion because I wanted for those fans to get the experiences that we get. That was that one time to see him back there wrestling. And did he do a dark match? Did he do the, no, because they flew back to California the next day. So it's like, you gave me nothing that I'm going to sit here and say, I'm going to go back and watch Elimination Chamber, where I'll go back and watch any PLE from 2023, and I'll go back and watch the Rumble before I watch the Elimination Chamber. So it felt kind of flat.
Okay, no, that's fair. It's interesting points, and this is I'm an IS Brian H. This is the segue because there was something about Elimination Chamber that was supposed to be, but we ended up getting what we get. Well, what's your take, Brian Days? Did you enjoy Elimination Chamber this year?
Oh man, 1000%. I think I enjoyed it better because it was at 5 a.m. It was a different speed.
So you stayed up till 5 a.m. to watch it, or did you go to sleep
Nah.
and wake up?
I went to sleep kind of late, around 1. But yeah, and then my daughter, we set her alarm. She went to bed right after SmackDown.
I know that's
And
right. She said that
set
alarm.
her, bro.
Right.
I set my alarm for like 4:50 something. I forgot about the
Mhm.
pre-show. She was up. You ready? I was like, all right, come on. Got the coffee, sat there, watched it, man. And you know, I enjoy watching another future main eventer, Tiffany Stratton. Just
She showed
watching her
off.
go out there, showed out. I love the presentation of the 2K, putting that
The
on the
rankings and
screen.
stuff. Yeah. The
Yeah,
rating.
because now I would love to see that translate to sports. Because you imagine, think about from a basketball standpoint. You see, I don't watch that much basketball no more. Say somebody like Austin Reeves, right?
Right.
And you see, let's just say his 2K rating is 82, but then he go out there
Sure.
and drop 50 points. That's gonna be impressive. So if I'm a gamer and I'm just gonna turn on wrestling, and then I see somebody like Tiffany Stratton, who's ranked 78, 79, very low, in my opinion, for somebody who had the NXT title. I thought she would have been at least an 82. But if I see that performance, I'm like, oh, okay, well, now y'all need to jump her rating up. What's up with that update? So it's just little stuff, just that new presentation. I like they all came in with koalas, which I learned aren't bears. My
Yeah, I
daughter
know,
gave me a
right? Do
whole
you hear
lesson.
that? They're not koala bears. They're just koalas.
Yeah, and she said it like almost the same time. She said, and she goes on her computer. Look at this book. They don't like being called bears, Dad. I'm like, okay,
Wow.
don't want no smoke. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I like the fact of Grayson Waller effect. Seth Rollins, I don't trust him. I don't think Cody Rhodes should either.
Hey,
Cody Rhodes,
didn't I say something before?
he want to get his hit
Hey.
back.
Y'all got me suspicious now. I was fine until y'all started chirping about it. Then I was like, oh shoot.
And just the last point, Rhea, well deserved for all that she's done.
She's worked for this moment.
And she delivers. And sometimes people don't deliver. Unfortunately, I'll never forget the Elimination Chamber that Nia Jax's cousin Tamina looked like she was lost in the sauce. But when she went against Beth Phoenix, yeah. But man, Rhea and Nia Jax, that was her like Hogan Andre.
Yeah, of course.
Because
like think about it. Think that moment stood still in time. And what did it look Nia look like, Brother Hugh? What did she look like?
Oh man, she looked wonderful.
There we go. She looked
But you know what I would like to see with Rhea?
What's
I would
that?
like the band to play her in to make her feel like she's the biggest star there. Because she already felt like the main attraction. Having that band play her entrance music, it would have just been over the top. Like, yep, this is for you. This is we know.
No, does she have special like does a special band do her music, like how Downstate does Cody Rhodes and stuff, or is that just WWE music that she has?
It's another band but her original one, remember they had them at WrestleMania the year that she won the SmackDown, the Raw Women's title. I think that was the year that the original band, but then Triple H would have made everything more metal. So I can't think of the name of the band. I'll look it up. That does her song now.
Yeah, of course he had to make it more metal. There was a rumor card. Did you guys see that something came out and it was like this is what it was supposed to be when they said it was originally supposed to be
world title match?
Yeah, it was supposed to be The Rock was supposed to be on the Grayson Waller effect. We were supposed to get CM Punk was supposed to win the Chamber, and then it said it was supposed to be Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed for the World Heavyweight Championship. Obvious Australian homegrown guy, and
right.
I don't remember everything. I think that was it for the most part.
That was it. Because the thing was that Bronson Reed was the one that broke the silence because him and his wife just they just welcomed a new baby.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about the card that we got versus what we could have got? Now, I'll say this: when I watch stuff like that, I just kind of watch it in face value. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like I may not look too deep into it like an elimination chamber because I kind of, to Brandon's point, I kind of know what it's there to do. So I don't go into it with a level of I just say, well, let me just enjoy the show. You know what I mean? And when I watch the matches, elimination chamber matches, the women's matches, I was like, okay, I had fun. Like, you know me, at this point, at this age, like if I'm having fun, that's what matters. If I'm this old and I'm enjoying the show, but what they give me, I thought it was clever. I thought it was fun. Even the finish of the match when Logan Paul, you know what I mean, kind of,
Yeah.
you know, it was. I've never seen such a clever finish where I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Like what's going to happen, but it's like it's WWE's job to make it make sense. And to see like Randy Orton with so much momentum, you know, he came back. You know, this is, you know, one of his biggest events since he's been back, and he kind of had the match won. And then Logan sour grapes, man, who gets RKO, does leave the match, turn around, he drops Randy Orton. Randy Orton is so goddamn good. Let me just say that Randy Orton is so good. He really had people thinking he was really suffering the back. He was selling the whole goddamn match. Like you would watch, like, yo, I think he might really be hurt. Man, the guy knows what he's doing. Because if you look at his subtle movements, man, everything he does is for a reason. Even when he got dropped with the brass knucks, the way he fell, I was like, yo, Randy Orton's that good. So, like,
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say real quick. Did you see his A&E, WWE A&E?
No, I didn't. I missed it. It's on there now.
Yeah, that was this Sunday. Last Sunday.
Okay, was that the first one of the new season?
Yes. And
Okay.
it goes deeper into the military stuff that's never been talked about.
He talked about it on his DVD a little bit.
No, but I know, but no, he goes in like
this.
Yeah,
further.
he was, because that was the thing
okay.
when I read the Sports Illustrated piece. It was like he's going to go in deeper with this stuff than he has before.
Okay. Oh, this is so listen, now I'm curious. I'm trying to figure out Elimination Chamber. Now I'm thinking about Randy Orton. Okay. So would you guys have preferred the card the way it was supposed to be, or versus the card? Obviously, Brandon, you weren't really feeling it. But would your attitude have changed if it was different? Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed, The Rock, or the Grayson Waller effect? Because Grayson Waller is pretty much which is strange to hear you say that, because like he's kind of like he's on Jericho level. And when I say Jericho level, I'm not talking about him as a wrestler, but it's like, okay, when you got the one wrestler that can go out there and put on the show, you know what I mean? Like a conversation guy. If you're good at that, that's pretty much what you're going to be known for until you get known for something else. And it's like, well, people remember him more for the Grayson Waller effect than they do for. There was a point in time where Jericho was the same way, where you really weren't concerned about the Jericho match. You were like, okay, who's he going to get on the highlight reel, and what kind of problems is he going to cause? No different than Roddy Piper. You know what I mean? Main eventing WrestleMania 1 being Hogan's really his biggest villain, but then he turns out to be Piper's Pit. He's one causing problems. You know what I mean? So like every generation, you're going to see that guy, and it's obviously that's what they're doing with Grayson Waller right now.
But see, I guess I was looking forward to like you know how the KO show was Stone Cold and it turned into a match. I was looking for something like that because I keep going back to that match that he had with Edge, and Grayson Waller looked great in that match, and that was probably one of his best matches that we've seen. And I was like, okay, if we get that guy continuing to build himself, we have a main eventer. We have that heel that everybody's going to get behind because the Grayson Waller effect, you know, to that same token. And I guess I just feel like in my wrestling head, I'm like, okay, I want to see this guy because we've seen what he can do. We've seen the heights that he can get to. And it's like, he's only going to get better.
I think that's the only difference between Grayson Waller and everybody else. Grayson Waller's a new face, so they're probably not in a rush to get him going. You know what I mean? Versus like Kevin Owens, established main event player. Roddy Piper, established main event player. Y2J, obviously, established main event player. You know what I mean? So it's like it's based off what you're saying. It sounds like it sounds like they're probably just not concerned with that right now. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like. Because like you said, if a guy can go like that, why not push him? They're like, well, we just like I thought purposely they wanted to make sure nobody outshined Rhea because this show is about her.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's like you're not gonna put Shawn Michaels, you know, before you the match before the main event at a WrestleMania, like a 13th, because it's like now no one's going to be talking about what we came here to see, because now somebody else that may be that good, or freaking Charlotte Flair and Asuka, like don't put them any close to the main event of WrestleMania, because now I'm like, well, shoot, after that, I don't want to see the rest of the show, or Rock versus Hogan, knowing that Chris Jericho and Triple H is coming, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Like I didn't see my main event, I'm gone. Like I'm good now.
Like
I don't care.
I'm done. You know, you done took the wind out of my sail. But yeah, what about you, brothers? Brian H. brother, would you have preferred the other card with the modified matches, Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins, The Rock kind of on the grid? I don't know what The Rock's original plans would have been. Maybe it would have been something between him and Grayson. I don't know. Versus what we got. CM Punk winning the Chamber, obviously.
Punk in the Chamber.
Say it.
He would have got injured.
We you know. I mean, I'm just one of the things, because I know, like, I saw it and I was like, you know, what was Dom versus Brock on there too? Or something
yeah. Brock versus Dominic Mysterio was supposed to be on there. You know, that was supposed to
really.
That was supposed to be the fallout. That was supposed to be the fallout from the Royal Rumble, because originally Dominic Mysterio was supposed to eliminate Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar was supposed to get his hit back. And like that, they brought Dominic out there just to get that fan that those 50,000 plus people to boo him. You know, he kind of had a segment out there, but imagine him coming out there to a match with Brock Lesnar. You hear Brock Lesnar's music hit, and then all of a sudden, here comes Dirty Dom like that. You know, clearly you saw where they were going with that, but then obviously that kind of fell through, and you know, Dom had to do something different. Would you guys? You know, I don't know. It sounds star-studded, but I feel like the show they gave us was it served its purpose. Like this is the last stop. You know what I mean? It's not meant to. You know,
I don't want to see Bronson Reed in a world title match just because. You know, yeah, like, and then you know, I mean, he probably still would have like missed out on it anyway, because his wife was getting ready to have a baby, or she had the baby. So, but I would have rather not see. I don't like seeing people, like, I didn't like LA Knight being in the match at
too soon, in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia. You know,
you thought the bill wasn't there.
But would you rather see Bronson Reed in another match, like instead of world title match, have him in a match instead?
I wouldn't mind seeing him in the Chamber.
Again,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, like last year, I thought he did a good job and stuff, and that's why I was surprised. I was like, "Wait, he didn't win? Oh shoot!" Because I like Bronson Reed, but you know, him not being in the Chamber, I thought it was weird. But now it's like, oh, well, duh, it makes sense. You know, that's slow to complain.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. But like I said, you know, Monday morning quarterbacks though. But it's WrestleMania season, right? And we have one more stop before we get to WrestleMania. And that is this week's segment for
Flobo. Shout out to Flobo. He was there. He went to the Chamber.
Really?
Yeah. He went to do some business in Australia, and he went to there. He said that Cody Woe was top 3 of all time. Now, mind you, I was next to Flobo at WrestleMania 38. Obviously, the Woe hadn't taken over, but also I think SummerSlam. Oh no, he wasn't there. But you know, he's gone to enough shows.
Sure.
So for him to put that over, I'm like, because he was at WrestleMania last year. So for him to put that Woe in Australia, that's a big deal.
I was shocked that Cody Rhodes would have done what he did. Like I said, we have one more stop to WrestleMania. Like, well, realness, what do you mean? We had Elimination Chamber. It's over with. What do you mean? This week's good for business, bad for business. Shout out to Brother Hugh for this dope graphic. But Cody Rhodes calls out The Rock, and he said, anytime, any place, me, you, me. I'm like, what are you doing? First of all, you're this close to WrestleMania. You have all the odds stacked up against you. The Rock has shown up in rare form, and now here you go. Instead of preparing for WrestleMania, you sitting there saying out your mouth, Rock, me and you, anytime, any place. Is this good for business or bad for business? Is this the right move for Cody Rhodes to do? Now, you know, Cody Rhodes has gone to. I had no idea that Cody Rhodes would get even more over than he is right now. See, last year he came back, it was a big deal.
Right.
This is a different level, right? And to see him to the point where he's calling out The Rock like anytime, any place. I'm like, man, that might be huge for WWE. But I'm like, should this guy be focused on him when he's got this monumental moment that he's trying to finish this story this close to WrestleMania? Brother Hugh, is this good for business or bad for business? Cody Rhodes versus The Rock. Jeez, it just sounds crazy.
Well, if we're talking about just as far as being focused, I would say it's bad for business for Cody Rhodes because, like you said,
All
he needs to
right,
be
finally,
focused
we
on
got
the
a bad for
champion.
business. Say that again. I'm sorry.
But I said no. I'm saying it's bad for business because he needs to be focused on the tribal chief. Not worried about the
True.
Rock. Tribal chief is the guy that he needs to take down. He can worry about the Rock later on, but it possibly could be good for business because don't they have a show coming up in Saudi?
This
Do they?
is it.
Or
Now
you
after
sure?
Mania.
I thought it was before Mania.
Nah.
No.
I
This
could be tripping.
Elimination Chamber was it.
It's one.
Like it's Elimination Chamber, then it's
Oh, okay.
WrestleMania.
Well, look. Well, scratch it. Then it's bad. Then it's bad. He's focused. He needs to be disciplined. He needs to be focused on Roman.
That's what I'm saying.
100%. Tribal chief. That's it. That's it. Rocky, man, it is what it is. They could fight it out later on, even a SummerSlam match, whatever. They can finish that out down the line. Rocky's going to be around. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, clearly.
So yeah, so definitely bad for business right now.
Brian H.
But you know how
Good for
you know how
business,
Triple H
bad
is.
for business.
He just Triple H just
You
setting
said
up one
what?
of them long lows. Triple H just setting us up again. You know how he do.
I got a
Throwing
feeling
all that
he is.
dust
Like,
in it. That's all.
and
That's all it is, man.
as soon as you said SummerSlam, I was like, oh shoot, they might be building up this bloodline stuff. Ain't gonna go nowhere no time soon. Thanks a lot, Brian H.
No, it's not going anywhere, man.
This
Good
is
for business, bad for business. Brian H.
bad for the business of Cody Rhodes.
Wow.
Great for the business of the bloodline.
Why is that, sir?
Because you want to come big, well, come big then. But you already can't beat Roman, and you're gonna go against The Rock, then you're gonna get weakened, and you definitely ain't gonna beat Roman. And he gonna be his own nightmare.
That's I have a question I'm gonna pose to you, brothers, because like I said, I like when you guys say things because it kind of gets my mind thinking. But I'm gonna let Brother Brandon get his 2 cents in there. Good for business or bad for business, sir? Cody Rhodes calling out The Rock. Is this a good idea? Is this good for the WWE? Like this close to WrestleMania, you're already trying to set up another WrestleMania caliber main event?
It's good for business because look
You
what it's
sound
doing
so
for the
conflicted
ticket sales.
already.
Because I'm gonna say something really funny. It feels like WWE is trying to make a whole bunch of money before Mania for a reason.
Is
So
that
you
so?
have-
So you're not the only one that feels that way.
Yeah, because why would you keep? So all right, we know we have wrestling countries, wrestling territories, Chicago. You say wrestling is coming, sold out. Philly is coming, it's sold out. But then you got random places like you say, you know, West Bumble blank blank blank. You're like, who's really going to go there? But put a name on it, it'll sell out. And not only you going to sell out, you have the right merchandise there. They're going to buy it because not only is it the name is there, but now I can get that shirt for that name is there or I was there. As much as I hate those city shirts, you see them all the time and you see people purchasing them. Or you see people purchasing the shirt from the arena because they don't want to pay for the shipping, or in that moment they're buying it up. So I'm just going to say this. There was a lot of stuff coming out, and now it's been a lot of other stuff to cover up this stuff. Why not use somebody to cover up to keep the attention in a positive light? But make as much money as possible that you can before Mania, because you might be trying to pay off some things. That's my take. That's why I think it's good for business. Because why else would you take a star of the caliber of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? There's no discredit to any city, but that's like saying The Rock is making an appearance in, and I'm gonna just use in Aberdeen, Maryland. But if you say, oh, he's making an appearance in DC, DC is the bigger market. Because more people from Virginia, DC, Philly, you know, they're going to go to DC because they know how to get there. They say Aberdeen. They're going to be like, where the heck is that? But you get what I'm saying? Like, it's a reason that,
of course.
Because The Rock in Vince McMahon time would have been saved from Madison Square Garden would have been
Sure.
saved for a super show somewhere. You know what I mean? But I think that this is good for business because he's keeping in the conversation that you got your WrestleMania main eventer still intertwined with this story some kind of way. And I honestly don't think that it happens, but I'm tired of hearing, oh, they're going to merge the belts together. Because as much as I hate to admit it, what if The Rock gets the world title and Cody got the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship, and that's the SummerSlam match to unify the belts? Because Cody wants to take it all from the bloodline and make sure that he's been hunting them because he made that bold statement. He's hunting the bloodline down. So that's why it's good for business because it's going to keep us talking. That's my comment earlier is from it's so much focused on this. We forgot about everything else that we got because now we're all laser focused on this one conversation. Because without The Rock, we wouldn't even be talking about the bloodline. Without The Rock, we wouldn't even be talking about Cody having more adversity to finish his story. Without The Rock, we wouldn't be sitting here wondering what's the next chapter, what's going to happen. Without The Rock, we wouldn't be saying, Paul Heyman, you look stupid, having a phone that say call Roman Reigns, say call Rock. How you going to talk to two people at the same time? Come on now. How silly is that? But we're talking about it. It's another clickbait. It's another thing. It's another social media clip. It's another. So all of this is great for business, but it's bad for the wrestling fans because we're all, I'm going to say this, I'm confused. I just got questions like, why are we doing all this so soon? It's so much, and it's like, we don't even know what we want, and we don't even know what we're going to get. Because as soon as we think we got to figure it out, Triple H throws another wrinkle in there for us.
I never thought this day would come. We have lived such a predictable wrestling lifestyle for a long time. And now they're throwing it to your point, Brandon. They're throwing so many curveballs that like, yo, I can't think straight. What are you doing? So we're a few
and there's
weeks
a lot of
before,
leaks. There's so many leaks.
And that's another thing. I don't know if that's intentional or not. You know, whatever the case may be. But it's like, so you sit there. We're a month out, roughly, of WrestleMania. The Rock goes, oh, Cody Rhodes, hey, The Rock, just in case, anytime, any place. I'm like, time out. You already planting the seeds for The Rock versus Cody in some way. I'm saying to myself, man, what if The Rock shows up the night before and goes, oh yeah, I know you got a match tomorrow, but you told me anytime, any place, get your butt down here. Tonight's the night, me and you.
Or right before here's a match. When you think Roman music going to hit and it's The Rock music. And he got to wrestle The Rock first to get the Roman. We done seen some stranger things, and who knows what Triple H is cooking in his weird brain.
Yo,
he said anytime, any place. It's so much adversity. He been going through so much.
Yo, that would be insane. Think about it. We saw with Daniel Bryan. You know, when they had to change the main event of WrestleMania, and early in the night he had to get through Blue Tista and Triple H first. You know what I mean?
Well, he had to
just to get to Randy Orton.
It was
You
Triple H
Then it was
first,
a
right?
threat.
It was Batista and
Tap
Randy.
out Batista. Tap out Batista. That was the call when he won the title.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, shoot, you're right.
You know, I'm a
Like,
broadcast
come on,
nerd.
Nah, you know, you sharp. You're like the wrestling
Wait a minute,
sharp.
they called that in the match?
Huh?
They called that in the match?
No, that was Michael Cole's call. That was his iconic call. Tap out Batista. Tap out Batista.
Oh yeah.
Because Michael Cole was openly rooting for Daniel Bryan. Because by then,
Oh, okay.
Because
I thought you meant like the ref said it, like they changed the finish in the ring. Like,
oh nah.
No, because that's how you made it sound. I was like, wait a minute, did we miss that?
No, it was, and I'm like, crap, we might get that now. The Rock says, okay, check this out. You said anytime, any place, cool. You know what I mean? And think about it. We're gonna be sweating all night if we say, crap, Cody Rhodes got to get through The Rock first. You know what I mean? The Rock could cheat. The Rock could do whatever. He could bring out his relative. Who knows? It could be anything. And then Cody Rhodes gonna come out half bloody. He gonna come out with tape around his ribs. And he gonna come limping in a WrestleMania main event. We're like, oh crap, he's not gonna survive against Roman now. And like I'm not gonna make it. Like this is like, I'm assuming you guys have plans to be at WrestleMania. I won't be able to make it this year, unfortunately. But like, I'm gonna be in the house. I gotta eat healthy because if I eat bad, I might have heart palpitations or something because I got a feeling, man. Like Triple H is
I'm
trying to make
sorry.
up for what didn't go right last year. You know what I mean? Or that dismal Monday after that Raw after WrestleMania. Or like what
We're never
if
gonna
The
talk
Rock
about that
pulls up?
ever again.
What if The Rock pulls up on Cody like, I want a WWE Championship match the day after WrestleMania on Raw? Like that would
Lose the
just
title.
no. See, just this guy, I can't do it. It's too much. But I say it's bad for business because it's like, man, come
Oh,
on,
you
man,
say it's
let me
bad?
breathe, man. I'm already
I
sweating
mean,
bad enough as it is with the bloodline and Cody Rhodes. You feel me? Now you already The Rock. I'm calling you out, Cody. No, we're this close. We're this close. And now
Look,
See,
here you
the
go
thing
messing
about
things
that
up.
with Cody, here's the thing about Cody. It's so many. We still haven't addressed the Jade Uso thing. We still
Right.
haven't addressed who's on Cody's side. Does Cody even have anybody on his side, or is because I don't more and more I don't trust Seth because I really feel deep down in my heart the bigger story is Seth has to be the one because he has yet to
Yeah,
beat Seth. Roman
especially if
has,
Seth loses the night before.
right. That's what I'm saying. I don't. He's throwing around that word architect again.
Yeah.
I just don't trust Seth Rollins. Just see, there's all these other factors, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm so paranoid. I'm not convinced that Jacob Fatu is not signed to WWE at this point. And I'm gonna
He's
tell
been
you why.
quiet because he's been
It may
quiet.
not be any. Listen to me. It may not be any merit to it, right? But I saw something on Twitter. I'm scrolling through, and he's like, "Dreams do come true when you work hard and you keep at it and stuff like that." And I was like, and immediately I was like, I wonder what is he talking about? He may not have even been talking. He might have just something good might have happened to his family. But immediately my wrestling brain said, yo, what if they actually signed him, knowing that they got all this stuff going on? You know, knowing The Rock put up this family tree, his name was on it. You know, they trying to do stuff, and Lance kind of spilled the beans and said, yeah, when we did the trial by court, they were trying to get us involved. He said, but unfortunately, all of us were under contracts. As far as I know right now, none of those guys are under any type of long-term contracts at this point. Because I remember when Rikishi, I'm gonna give you something else, because Rikishi was talking about like, all of a sudden, Jacob Fatu, the hottest free agent in the world, who's going to sign him? Nobody said anything. And then all of a sudden, you hear Jimmy and Jay talking, "Nah, I think my father got one more run in him. That's what he thinks. He think he can do. He got something left in him." I'm like, wait a minute. You've been running shows for the last 20 years. You haven't not been working somehow, whether you're managing or putting on, the next generation. Why all of a sudden you talk about you need one more run? What are you talking about? The WWE? Like, come on, man. I'm paranoid. I got all this stuff going through my head. I'm like, man, I think we're going to get if we don't get some type of big, major cultural Samoan display of something at WrestleMania, I'm going to be extremely disappointed.
Yeah, when Roman comes out to all the people and everybody lined up, you can't lose then.
What if he brings out all
What
his
did I say
relatives?
his entrance? What did I tell you about his entrance? Remember what I said about his entrance here?
No, what did you say? You know, half the time I don't listen to you. Go ahead.
That's just rude.
No,
That's what he does. That's what he said.
he's a jerk. No, I said
that
oh, go ahead.
you said that Cody didn't have a band.
Yeah,
And
but
because
I'm
he
saying
didn't have a
that
band and Brandy was sitting on the side, not in the hard cam, that's how you knew he was going under.
But I
See,
said this year at Roman, he needs to have all his family members lined up. You know how they did like the Cena Nation, but as he's walking
that's exactly what in
down,
my mind how I pictured it.
they literally are bowing to him and acknowledging him. And then when he gets to the end of the ramp, they all throw their hands up. But the end of the line to put the lay on him needs to be The Rock's mother.
Along with
And she'd be the one.
Alpha and Seiko on both sides.
No, just her. Like they at the end of the line, but she's the one that put the lay on him to get in the ring. You get what I'm saying? Like when he walks through.
She's got to be backed up by Alpha and Seiko, the elders.
No, she is the elder. That's what I'm saying. She's revealed as the elder. No, I'm saying,
but like, think about it. When they showed the family tree, they were talking about the elders. They were talking about this. This is the oath, the bloodline oath, right? So like, you remember the first time they crowned him the tribal chief officially. Alpha and Seiko put that red lay on him. It was different from everybody else's, and I was like, I was like, and I think that was during the pandemic, right? That was during the Thunderdome era when that
I
happened.
believe so. Yeah, I
I
believe
was
so.
like,
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this is for real. Like, I thought he was just talking trash, but when I saw the like his father and his
That's
uncle,
what
I
made
was
it
like,
special.
oh, they're not playing around. And even, we saw the documentaries, even when Jimmy and Jay were going at it, and Tamina was like, and they brought out like all the lays. She was like, oh, she was so excited about that. Like, we can incorporate our culture into this, and there's so much to it. And she had, brought out the lays and how they were hand put together. And I was like, oh, that's how we culturally learned about, the specific island and culture. And I was like, oh, this is getting real. And then when I saw them do it, I said, wait a minute. He's not just calling himself. He's being validated as a tribal chief. And The Rock came out there and he did the same thing. He gave us a history lesson. Cody Rhodes mentioned his grandfather. Nothing disrespectful. Didn't say anything. The Rock said, whoa. You don't talk about my grandfather. You don't talk about my family. You talk about his blood. You talk about my blood. And he slapped him. It got violent.
He
So
did.
like,
He said they would be ashamed. So he was saying what he was putting thoughts into their heads. That's disrespectful.
look, you're not a part of the group. How you saying like he's a trip? Like, nah, see, I didn't get it. What he was saying was,
Look, I don't want nobody telling me how my grandfather would feel if he saw me doing something. You don't know him.
okay, you're
So,
right.
yeah,
That is
that's why he got.
disrespectful.
Yeah, he got smacked.
Can I ask the question though? So why do people get to talk about Dusty Rhodes all the time? Because Roman Reigns said you're gonna be irrelevant, just like your father was. He
Boss up
started
and
it.
smack him. That's what Cody. His fault. Cody gotta get smacked first because he want to turn another cheek like his brother turn another cheek all the time. When Dustin Rhodes and somebody hit me. Yeah, that's what they do. But nah, boss up. He should have smacked Roman. It would have been, I would have
Goldust was
accepted
turning
it.
all types of cheeks. He was turning left cheek, right cheek, the one down south, and the other one to the right.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Oh my God.
Goldust for you. Man, that's
Jacob
crazy.
Fatu, no, he just posted. I was on his page. That post is gone, but he was posting stuff about GCW.
You said the post was gone, right?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Why is it
I'll
gone, Brandon?
dreams. I don't know. Listen,
I literally just listen to me. When I say I saw that, it's the first. It may not have been no merit to it. That's the first thing I thought about when he was like, just when you keep working hard, man, and you never think it's going to happen for you, and then it finally does. I was like, Jacob, what are you referring to, buddy? No, nobody made any announcements.
Man. Chapters.
he gave he retweeted Big Bronson Reed's tweet. So I don't think he was retweeting. I might be looking. See, this is the stuff Triple H do. Puts us down rabbit holes for no reason. We'd be looking at everything like, oh my God, he gave it a black heart. A black heart is representing the WWE logo. They're going to WWE. It'll be super stuff like that. We'd be trying to connect dots.
This is ridiculous, man. But this is WrestleMania season, right? This is what this entire show has been about. This is a holiday for us wrestling fans. This is what we do. We all have our different traditions. We all have our different things we like to do to prepare ourselves for WrestleMania season. And part of that is the speculation, right? We got a couple of early
liking all these WWE tweets. He's liking a lot of WWE stuff.
Okay, so see now, look, now Brother Brandon wasn't paying him out. Now he's looking.
He reposted this. He reposted this.
Mind you, Brandon, remember, he was always one of the people that was verbally opening, like he was open about acknowledging the bloodline. And they was like, oh, remember Brian, they was like, oh, what is they said Jacob Fatu is he's our indie tribal chief, and he was like, oh no, there's only one tribal chief in our family, and I acknowledge him. I was like, okay, this is getting deep, bro. That's not no wrestling gimmick. This is some real, like, that's when I was like, nah, I'm looking stuff up. Like, wait a minute, how does this work in a culture? Because this is for real right now. This is not no wrestling gimmick.
Ask for permission. I ain't, everybody I was like, no, I need permission from the bloodline, and I got it when I had a nice I forgot what I had, some wings with Brother Corey at Jimmy Seafood last year. And
you didn't have steak?
I sat there and went right to Lance myself.
I would have got a steak.
Is it okay?
No.
He said, of course, man. I was like, all right, I don't want to be disrespectful to the culture.
Oh man. Are you guys excited for WrestleMania? Like this is we got through the last stop, Elimination Chamber. This is we're wrapping up the show, man. But like I said, we're in WrestleMania season, man, and it's just to be this
Like the
old.
greatest season before the allergies hit.
That's what I'm saying.
The pollen hit after WrestleMania.
Before the allergies hit. Usually we look forward to this time of year, and like I said, we all have our own thing that we do. Brian H used to have. I don't know. You still do your WrestleMania marathon?
Yeah, but not the same way. I'm never doing it
Okay.
one by one and watching every single match. But now I'm throwing a number and just throwing the WrestleMania. So right now I'm at the women's eight women match at WrestleMania 26 with Vicky Guerrero is being helped by Lay Cool to jump on. That looks like Kelly.
Wow, Brother Hugh, how do you
Yes,
get
sir.
yourself situated to prepare for WrestleMania season? What is some? First of all, you have a lot of belts back there. I'm just noticing, just looking, taking a look back there. There's more and more every week. By the way, I'm just looking like, man, I'm looking like, wait a minute, that's a lot of what he's got. NXT and everything. Okay, but how do you like to get yourself prepared going into WrestleMania season? Like, what's your favorite thing to say? You know what, as a wrestling fan, this is what I do during this time of year. Getting yourself going.
That's a good question because usually I kind of just wing it.
What
Just
you usually do with
I'm
a
a
lot of
type of,
things.
I'm a type of guy, yeah, that just goes with the flow no matter what.
Yep.
So I'm thinking this year I might just take a break for a second, maybe for like a couple of days or so. Just
Because you're
take a
gonna be
break
on
from
fire.
wrestling.
These fingers are gonna be burning by the time you're
Absolutely.
done.
Absolutely. I don't want to go into like overload, like wrestling overload and just that wrestling coma, But
Sure.
yeah, I'm just gonna chill out this time. But usually
And
what I would do is I would go back and check out some old WrestleManias. Of course, I always check out 2012 because that's the one I
I
went
was
to.
about to say, what's your
First one I went
go-to?
to.
Brian H, you can't go because
Yeah,
we don't know what you're gonna say. You can't say WrestleMania 9. Well, go ahead, Brother
28.
Hugh.
definitely 2012 with that end of an era match. I love that match. It's probably one of my favorites of all time. But yeah,
But the
that's usually
memory
that's what I go to.
remains. The
Right,
Hell in a
right,
Cell
right.
entrance.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
absolutely. Yes.
That final
Iconic match.
touch.
Iconic match. Yep. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about taking a break. But a couple days before that, a week before that, I'm gonna be getting ready for the O's. We got
oh
a
yeah. Well,
opening day, March 28th.
Yeah.
We got to
Yeah,
support
right.
the
You're right in the
support the
mix. Now,
birds. You know what I'm saying? Right there.
okay, I see. So you waited all
Support
day
the
just for that.
birds.
I'm glad we got this in. So do
I
you
just
plan on being in attendance for WrestleMania?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So you'll be
We
there.
back. I missed it
Good.
last year for good reasons, but I had to make a comeback.
What'd you say?
We
We
there.
back
We
though.
live.
Don't call it a
Yeah, we
comeback.
back.
That oil
Brother
fitted
Brandon.
though. 5
I
and
know,
Yes,
right?
1
Look
Lord.
at it.
Yes, Lord.
12
Belt
to
King.
12 to 1, 12 to 3 victory today.
I
Yes,
did notice
sir.
that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What do you do to get
Brother.
yourself in the spirit of WrestleMania season? Like I said, this is a holiday for us. So what's the Belt King? What's the guys, routine for, celebrating this WrestleMania season? I'm getting them mentally and in the right space in his heart and his mind for this very fun season of WrestleMania that we often enjoy every year.
I can answer that for them. It's belt porn. Belt porn. Lock it in.
Yo,
He said belt porn. There's only but so many belts you can, like, at that point he's got to start creating his own.
Brandon
So to
doesn't like
answer your question, something's wrong with him. He's a sick individual. Like something is wrong with him. So first, I always like to see what road are they going to put me on, and I'm kind of disappointed on this road because I feel like it's only one. Usually by now we would have had so many
It
twists
definitely
and
seems like
turns.
it's
And,
just the one road that we're focused on.
yeah, because like where's Bailey? Are we going to do anything? We got 40 days, and we have yet to see the winner of the 2024 Royal Rumble do anything besides be in a backstage segment and cut a promo.
She's
And
definitely
she
in a lot of
deserves better.
backstage segments. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my one thing. Where's Bailey? Because at the end of the day, you had somebody who we said we're going to give them their, she's been doing the jobs. We're going to give her a doing this. Like, no, we're not. And usually by now, that's when my rabbit holes will come. Like, oh man, let me go back and look at this. Like, I want to be able to go back and watched some things. So I was like, oh yeah, the history. Oh, I forgot about that. Like when they mentioned that Liv Morgan was the last person to pin Rhea Ripley, I was like, oh, she was. And I was like, that would take me down that rabbit hole to go back and watch those things. But they haven't given me that because I feel like we're so focused on this one road that I feel like on Monday Night Raw, when the blood is dry, what are we going to have to look forward to?
Ooh.
We're going to be literally like, we were on this one road, now let's scramble and give us something else. When we could have been
Do you
building.
trust Triple H?
I trust him, but here's the problem. It's becoming this now. I feel like because what happened to the focus of the tag? WWE has some of the best tag teams right now.
The Good
between
Brothers.
all three brands. Exactly. You notice I said all three brands. And we got the belts stuck on somebody, and one of the champions is talking about going after a singles title. But
Just tell
you
the
got a
truth.
stable.
You want new belts. Just say it.
I do. Or
You
split
want
them
new
up.
tag teams.
I'm okay with split them up. Give us new tag belts at Mania. You could have gave us purple Judgment Day straps with a silver penny while they had it, and I'd have been okay with it for right now. Because if
Fair
you're not
enough.
going to split them to Raw and
Y'all thought I was
SmackDown,
joking.
Yeah.
Y'all thought I was
If
joking
you
when I
don't-
said what I said.
stop it. If you're not going to split them up, just give us the one and say these are their custom belts. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Kind of like
And then
AEW
sell
does.
more money. Yeah. But it's just like you doing nothing with that. Who knows who Gunther's going to face? It's going to be Gunther versus the whole roster at this point. At the rate we're going,
Right.
because
Yeah, I don't think
everybody.
we know what to do with him.
Yeah, and it's like by now we would have the matches, or we would be leaning towards it, but we're such on the one, and I don't know what rabbit hole to go down because I would love to go back and watch Io Shirai beat Charlotte and Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's title. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because they haven't made me care about Io Sky right now. They haven't made me want to go back and watch the takeover when Bayley and Sasha fought. It's nothing there. It's like, all right, help me remember these moments. Help me remind me of why this is so good. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, let me go. So I usually wait for them to tell me which way to go. Yeah, Dylan said belt inventory.
So you're saying you prefer Vince's way of booking shows?
No. I don't prefer Vince's way. I think that it was a good statement was made that we didn't need The Rock because the product was so good. In a Vince McMahon time, we would need The Rock. We would be saying, thank God he's back. You know what I mean? Because we would needed that jolt. Because this is the first time, and I think I said it to you, oh, we got another rematch, between Shinsuke and Sammy.
You did.
Because Vince, we would have had that sucker 8 weeks straight. To the point the wrestlers would have said, why are we wrestling you? Didn't they say, like for the 16th week straight, we're wrestling you. So we would have welcomed The Rock back. We would have welcomed any John Cena any part-timer back because it's WrestleMania season. Triple H gave us a good year of wrestling, minus that Monday Night Raw. But we had a whole good year of PLEs.
That was Vince's
if you think
fault.
about it. Yeah, but that's why I said Triple H gave us a whole good. How do we have a good year and be on that high that we didn't know what we wanted, but we were getting great stuff and we were going down these trips. So I want the trips back. I want to be able to say, oh, I can go left, right, not just, oh, we're looking for, oh, okay, what's The Rock doing this week? Oh, what's The Rock doing this week?
Look at his face.
Two questions for
What's
you.
the,
One, do you think it would still be that one path if CM Punk was healthy and kind of in the mix? Because I think, I don't want to say they would share it, but it would be like 1A and 1B. Do you think it would be, you'd be going down two different paths? Because I think Seth Rollins and CM Punk's animosity was built up so well from the beginning. You know what I mean? I don't think you had to have this whole combined thing. So like, maybe you don't get The Rock in the capacity that you get him is because you have CM Punk. You know what I mean? CM Punk and Seth Rollins trying to finish their story. Do you think it would be more than one path if that star power was there, or having The Rock wouldn't be necessary?
I think we would have a parallel like we've had before, where it's you care about both. We cared about Bianca and Becky Lynch, and we cared about Charlotte and Rhea. We cared about, and I'm just using those like we cared about both equally, and we wanted to see both. But when it was Bianca and Sasha, it was like that's the match I want to see. Give me that. I didn't care about okay, we knew the main event was going to happen on the second night, but the first night, where is that match? We want that match. We want that match. That was kind of like this tunnel vision we had because we saw the rise of both of these women. We saw the potential. We knew it was going to happen, but if CM Punk was healthy, I think we would be having an equal footing where it's like not necessarily fighting for attention, but oh, did you see what they said? Oh, look what happened here. It would be so much that we would be saying, oh yeah, this is great, this is great. We probably would have put other wrestling companies out of our mind because WWE would have gave us so much to focus on.
True. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to argue that. It's because you just like, man, when you look around the landscape of pro wrestling, there isn't anybody out there that's really putting anything else out there on the same level of conversation. You know what I mean? Now it's more about preference, you know, like the Rock slapping Cody Rhodes was heard around the world. The disrespect about the families was heard, like, you know, that's something that crosses over. That's not a wrestling thing. You know what I mean? I'm fighting you because you have the title and I'm supposed to have the title, but I don't. So now I'm coming after. You know what I mean? It's a big deal. But like I said, man, this road to WrestleMania has it's been a wild ride with you brothers. Like we have man, we've spent a lot of time trying to dissect this, and this is the probably the emptiest thought pattern I've ever had when it comes to trying to figure out what's going on at WrestleMania. And it's not because I don't think we're not smart enough to put things together. It's just that I feel like we have just they preyed upon what makes us wrestling fans, and they got us right. Before we could always separate the two. We can be wrestling fans and step outside. Brian H was always the advocate of that because that's how he was. He was the one guy that he made sure that I watch wrestling with a certain mindset. I don't go in here trying to make it make sense. It's because that's how he said he grew up. His dad did the same thing. He said if you see Papa Howard, he'll watch it today with what he's not going to be like, oh, that didn't make sense. He's like he's watching the show for what it is. You know what I mean? And there's like a pure innocence to it. It's because it's like you don't lose it as you grow up. Like, yeah, I know I'm older. I know I can figure things out more, but I'm watching it with a level of I know what I'm watching. I'm not expecting it to be something that like I need this entertainment. You know what I mean? And no, you can't. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this, Dylan.
This is crazy.
Like
it's crazy.
I'm not doing this. Nope.
Not
I'm
tonight.
not going.
Dylan keep asking if I'm going extended leave.
You said what?
Dylan keep asking if I'm going on an extended leave if by some small chance Cody finished the story.
You said by some small chance?
Yeah, some small chance.
Cody Rhodes just did a gender reveal after Raw. There's no small chance, buddy. Give it the program.
and they broadcast it. They kept the camera rolling.
Did.
It probably was a plant. It probably wasn't even real. It was like, let's just do something. Get him more.
Anytime you posting that kind of stuff after the show, they like, look at it. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Cody Rhodes helps a couple reveal gender. Bro. And it's like people go, oh snap, I can bring my real life to the shows. And if Cody's starting and ending the show, I got a chance to be.
Ben sent me the video. He's like, yo, this is for Ringer TikTok. I was like, God dang it. I'm like, give her go to bed. I get the video from, his seat. So I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This Martin said, they don't pass them goddamn peas. That's how I feel.
Like they used to do.
Like they used to do.
That's how I felt at Royal Rumble.
Like they used to do.
When he won, I stood there just like, he's going to finish the story.
Yeah, you. He said it like, oh, he gonna finish this goddamn. Listen, don't forget he's flying out our friends from the wrestling club. Shout out to Victor Perry.
He's gonna be there on Monday. Watch. Monday Night Raw, WrestleMania. He's gonna be at that school. Hey guys, what do you want to talk about? And I'm gonna be sitting there like this. Hey, I'm the guy. I'm being a parking lot. Hey Cody.
Hey Cody, I'm glad you asked.
I'm being a parking lot. Yeah, I'm glad you. What I want to talk about right here. We're live, by the way. We're recording. We're live. Hi.
Hey, by the way, we're recording right now. And he's too much of a face to be like, look at Brian. He's too much of a face to say no. He's like, okay, cool. This is fine. All right, come on. The guy just runs up on me in the parking lot. Perfect. Let's run with it. Yeah, let's do things different. Come on, let's do things different.
You want me to sign your shirt?
Sure. You want me...
John Cena,
and I never thought that was possible.
I didn't think anybody would pass. Well, has he started doing
Bro.
Make a Wish?
I'm
Has
pretty
he just
sure.
doing stuff with? I don't. Do you really want him and
They
John
usually
Cena to
announce
Make
it
a
when they
Wish?
do Make-A-Wish Foundation
Yeah.
stuff. I haven't heard nothing, but
Yeah, don't he want another baby or something? Like Roman's
No.
kid's
He
older.
right-
Cody's still getting started.
No.
Liberty needs a playmate. Trust me, having one by himself
Liberty
is boring.
is on the road on that nice fancy bus, that mansion that drives from city to city.
Mhm.
He is Captain America right now. I'm telling you, like this. You thought John Cena was something. This is just like this is PG era too.
Well, America can't get themselves together, so neither do Cody.
Listen,
I'm
Cody is making them a lot of money, and they're going to keep putting him in places to keep making the money.
Hey,
Cody
do the
said,
Vern
I'm not gonna lie
Gagne.
to you.
Vern didn't
Cody
put
Rhodes
the
got it.
title on Hogan because it had people intrigued. They kept coming back to see it. To keep doing that with Cody, he can wait.
Them belts,
Listen to me.
them Louis belts, they keep posting videos of him signing them. They
See?
must be
Yep.
selling pretty fast. Every color,
Them joints
They
like
went for white,
250
red.
signed.
white, black, red, you name it, they had them.
Bro,
They're like,
Cody
he just
Rhodes
signed a
gets a
whole
new
bunch of
action
black ones.
figure. He gets a new action figure announced like every month. I swear it's a new one. Like, up, we got another Cody Rhodes. I'm like, yo, they cranking out.
You see how many
Barnett
little
used to
kids
say this
wearing
all
his
the time, like,
jackets?
yeah,
The mothers are
like they
making the
call those
jackets.
little Cody Rhodes robes for these kids, and it's like his entrance
Yeah.
attire. Brian Lynch is like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
you look at Brian. He said it. He said when you start making the company money, like that's when you know, like, oh yeah, we're gonna put the rocket strap to this guy.
And he'll
Man,
never
Brian
wear
Lynch
his
is his
t-shirts.
office. He can't. Brian Lynch, you had a good run. It was 3 years. Okay, it's time to
It
let it
ain't
go.
over yet. We got to pass Hogan.
You know, I'm nervous.
The
It's because
WrestleMania era.
I don't think this ends at WrestleMania. I think there's more to it, and I think that's the part that scared me because, like you said, brother, like brother Brad, The Rock's not going away. He just got all his
Yeah,
trademarks
no.
back. You think he's about to
Dallas,
go away?
Memphis, Glendale, next 3 SmackDowns. Come on now. The Rock came back to claim his show.
Say those names again. Say those city names again.
What, Glendale, Dallas, and Memphis?
All right, Dallas.
Those
and
are all
Memphis,
big
right?
markets. Yeah.
Those Dallas and they got a lot of people because they had to sell the rest of the arenas.
Yep.
They said, "Oh, we
Yeah.
need how many more tickets? Go there." Because Vince would have saved Rock from Madison Square Garden or some Superdome that they didn't made a mistake and booked for.
The Rock sits at the table, so he making sure business is right.
Yeah, he sits at the table, but is he at the head of the table? See,
At the
Why
TKO
is it
board.
that every time? Why is it that every time you talk about the bloodline, you get that little like that voice like, "Yo, he sits at the table," you know. And,
he's worse than Paul
he eats a
Heyman.
Big steak. You know. Big steak
Love
all
the
day.
passion.
Oh yeah, was the Rock's thing, gentlemen. We are WrestleMania is
gotta
here,
get up
man.
in the
WrestleMania
morning.
season is in full effect. You said what?
I said I feel like I ain't gotta get up in the morning.
I know. Now we're wrapping this up. This is I don't know why this is ridiculous.
Oh my
These shows are too
gosh.
late. Yeah.
I'll tell you after the air.
Oh
Did Dylan do something?
No, Matt Riddle.
no. Follow us on all social media platforms at Wrestling Realm. Subscribe to our Patreon channel, Twitch and YouTube at The Wrestling Realm. Brothers, we did it. We man, happy WrestleMania season to you all. Happy WrestleMania season to all the fans who are watching. Shout out to everybody
you
hung
going
out with us. Shout out to everybody who hung out with us this late, who always hang out and party with us and give us their opinions and chose to be a part of the show. Don't forget Championship Culture Season 2 is underway every Tuesday, 8 p.m. on youtube.com/The Wrestling Realm. Playlist Championship Culture. You don't want to miss out on it. If you missed the first 25 episodes of Season 1, or you want to catch up on the first 5 or 6 episodes of Season 2, please do so. Join us next week. Who knows what the heck we're going to talk about? I guess we'll figure out what the heck happens this week to figure out what we're going to talk about next week. But until then, we have got to get out of here.
Yeah.
We are burned.
Yeah, what's that?
We're gone beyond the midnight oil. What do you say?
He forgot it. You didn't say it, Dwayne.
No, I was waiting for Brother Hugh to cue up. He got close to the mic.
What you mean? Every belt has a story. Is that
Because
what you're talking about? Every belt.
everybody has a story.
Not just one or two, but every belt.
Every belt has a story. Championship Culture Season 2. That'll be the next thing you see before, unless Brian drops a special riding with
No, we got something tomorrow, Hugh. You forgot to tell them.
They will find out. We will be posting it.
All right. Stay tuned.
Breaking news. Stay tuned. Tomorrow, tune into Wrestling Realm social media channels. Brian, this is probably going to drop Ride With Me with a W because it's the Realm. Yeah, boy. We out of here. And Brother Hugh voice. Peace out.
Right.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yes!